Yeah. Permission to speak. Yeah. Permission to speak. Yeah. Permission to speak. Permission to speak. Permission to speak. Really. Yeah. Permission to speak. Permission to what? Permission to speak. Permission to speak. Permission to speak. Freely permission to speak. Permission to speak. Freely.
Like for me, like she'll like Friday. She's like, Friday's goofy. I'm like,
Friday, you got it.
For me, that's a deal breaker. Friday,
you need Friday. I gotta have my boys watch Friday.
Right,
that's an important
man. But she'll quote what's love got to do with it. She'll do Nutty Professor. She'll do
I don't want the cake.
What else?
What is your movie reference line that you like to use? Like your favorite one? You like, oh, this is the one I use on at least once or twice a week.
That's man, what is it?
Put some water on that damn shit.
I mean, honestly, look, I mean, it'll probably be like Pops. I'll be like, help me please.
Yeah,
I'll be saying that. I'll be help me please.
That's a famous one. What about you, Lo?
It'd probably be put some water on that damn shit, man. It's John Witherspoon got all. Oh, matter of fact, so my boys, man, they figuring out like how to dress. I'm not even like a fashion guy. So my baby boy, man, he 8. So he think like putting together an outfit. Me, okay, I got a blue shirt, so I need blue pants. No, son. So what do I say? Son, it's not about matching.
I've been there, yeah.
You got to coordinate.
Oh, yeah.
So I hit him with that.
I thought a boomerang.
And he don't know. So look, the other day he said, hey, Dad, remember when you told me about coordinating? I'm like, yeah. He's like, look. I'm like, oh, you got it.
You got it, baby.
Hey, black pants, blue shirt. I like it.
You good.
You know?
That's funny. That's
you look
hilarious.
good. You look good.
Gotta coordinate.
Gotta
so yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Give me a movie quote. What's one that just come out?
Yeah.
When Vanessa get on my case about things that I know that I like, when Vanessa get on my case about things that I know I like supposed to do, I turn into like, I know I wrote it. Like, come on, man, you playing with me, baby. I got it. But
or you can hit it with your own. You ain't even need no car.
You don't even need no car. So
funny.
That's an inside joke.
So a lot of quotes we come up with.
For sure.
I call them like I put spells over myself with these quotes. You know what I'm saying? But quote we came up with one time was, she ain't even need no car. Came because my truck I had at the time, I had a 04 Escalade. I got it from a buy here, pay here lot.
The bitch caught on fire.
It caught on fire like 3 times. Brakes went bad.
Right?
Yeah, remember you and Mika came and rescued us,
save
man.
me.
So like
My nigga looking sad as fuck.
I'm not just sad.
Usually
but
I'm the
looking
one that
pitiful.
need to be rescued. I'm calling Big Bro like, hey man, help.
Hey, help me out.
It was my turn.
Right.
My nigga looking sad
sure.
as fuck.
Not right. I remember like it's this one quote, this one thing like what my baby do like if she's dropping me off to go somewhere, wherever. If we're running late, they'll like off the Temptations movie, when she like, come on, get us to the station.
Get us to the station.
She come on, get us to the station. That'd be
Real
having us
talk.
cracking up.
Hey man, I watched the Temptation movie the other day. Just it was Crystal called me when I was watching it, and she's like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Watching the Temptations, man." David Ruffin was pissed off when they let that nigga go. He was mad as fuck.
Ungrateful sons of bitches.
Man, on the steps of his youth. On the
Can't
steps
do me
though.
like this.
Man, he was going off. He's
sure.
like, but it's okay. Y'all ain't nothing without me.
Man.
Nothing.
What your fake ass stamps.
Man.
And I'm just sitting there like,
Yeah.
he bro, you was fucking up though. You was
Real talk.
fucking up.
Hey, but listen, man, low key, David Ruffin is low key one of the greatest male vocalists of all time.
For sure,
I
vocally.
stand on that.
No, vocally.
sure.
For sure.
Have you listened to I Wish It Would Rain like that?
I
way-
wish it would rain.
But the way he go up and down,
for sure.
and come down, it's like, oh man,
you can
David,
only do
cut
that
it
on
out.
coke.
Yo,
You can
that-
only you can only do that on coke.
rest in peace, David.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Rest in peace,
Rest in
man.
peace.
Yeah,
What the hell
so
in this
it's
family?
not talent. It's coke that makes him do it. Huh? It's
No,
not
I
talent.
think
It's both. It's both.
I think coke make him be able to keep doing the shit
For sure, man.
They got to work 16-hour days on the road, bruh.
Real
You-
talk.
man.
Gotta keep
Hey,
going.
I wish it would rain.
That's the shit.
I ain't did no coke, so I could hit that line. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But pause.
I hope you never hit that.
Yeah, that line.
Yeah, please. Like talk to us. Talk to us. We
Hope you
good. Talk
never
to
hit
us.
that one, man.
But dog, man. So I do use movie references a lot to like keep grounded with the kids, and I know that they use like memes and stuff now. But we as I tell KJ, like, bro, we invented cool. We the first
Facts.
real children of the internet. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, we you ain't road code for MySpace.
That's right.
Ooh, come on now.
We knew how to get the SpongeBob with the chains and the grill and all that.
All of that,
Man,
man.
you gotta get the playlist.
Yeah,
on MySpace.
oh,
Remember
man.
the playlist?
Yeah, for
Playlist,
sure.
man, that's nostalgia. And
Come
I'm like,
on
bro,
now.
you ain't
You
lived
go,
long
you go to
enough
my
know
page.
that.
I want this song to play. I had Run This Town, Jay-Z, and that song don't feel old. But we talking 2008,
No.
2009, the Blueprint 3.
It's crazy. Yeah. Like it don't feel that long ago, but like when people like this happening this year, I'm like, hold up.
Yeah,
I was in high school when this happened. What's going on?
Yeah, I had Run This Town, Jay-Z, Rihanna, Kanye West on my MySpace page. That song don't feel that old, but yeah, I had that on my MySpace page. And when you go to my page, that song start playing.
Right.
I was the Cyphers Lay Low. That was my name. I was rapping and shit doing my thing. You remember that? You remember the song?
I came to your show, bro. I'm a fan.
He was
bro.
in
I'm a
there.
fan.
We was in there.
I'm a fan.
But yeah, man, we definitely had the right code. Like, had to figure out, hey, man, how you get that on your background?
Wow.
Yes, you know, you gotta underscore greater than, not less than, the greater than.
And then ask your crush, like, why you ain't got me in your top 5, ain't in your top 3?
Man, people used to be mad when you not in the
I was
top.
going through something. I called you, ain't answered. My sister was on the internet.
So you gonna knock me down? So I'm top 8 now, for real?
Look, and then you had the flip phone, so if she was mad, like, man,
Yeah, I
here,
see
man.
that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the flip
The flip phone,
joint.
it's that shit with the flip phone. That was the best
Real
part of the
talk.
flip phone. He's like, black.
I remember my flip phone. Shout out to T-Mobile Razor.
T-Mobile.
I had
Shout out
Razor.
to Alltel. Y'all remember Alltel?
Alltel.
That was my
Alltel.
first phone at the
Real?
Alltel joint. Yeah, had the Alltel.
That is
Shit was
crazy.
wild,
man.
My first phone was the Sprint Nextel. They came
The
out with the
Nextel
military
chirp?
joints.
The chirp, yeah.
I had those, man. The little military joint. It was the flip too.
It was a flip, okay.
I couldn't afford the $100 plan at this time. I don't think it was out, but I had like you could chirp all day for like $1, and you just be chirping all day, and you can get caught up.
Oh, for sure.
You with somebody. Hey, what's up, boo? Where you at?
Oh,
Like,
shit. Come
Who
on,
was
Auntie,
that?
quit playing.
For sure.
I'm my grandma.
Yeah.
I'm grandma, baby.
Your grandma chirping you? Your grandma got a chirp?
That is
Chirping you from the house phone?
No, she chirping me from her life alert.
Help me.
Shit crazy.
Hey,
Shit crazy,
That's
man.
funny. That's hilarious.
Hey,
That's
well,
funny.
listen, let's get into it, man.
All right, let's go.
Permission to speak freely. Once again, thank y'all for listening one more time. And let's do what Chairman said, man. Let's start with a prayer. Let's start with a prayer. If y'all don't mind, could I open? Rodney, you close?
For sure, for sure.
Absolutely,
Absolutely,
man.
let's go, man.
Absolutely, man. Lay low the most.
Yes.
Take us away.
Hey,
Yes.
Let them use you.
Man, let's take it home. Lord Jesus, thank you for bringing us here one more time to celebrate life once again, to celebrate each other as black men once again. Lord, thank you for our listeners. Thank you for the talents and the gifts that you've given us. Thank you for everything, God. We know what you provide, and we know we wouldn't be here without you. Having this platform and having opportunities to share our thoughts weekly the way we do, as therapeutic as it is, we give you all the credit, all the glory, all the thanks, and all the praise. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Permission to speak.
Permission to speak.
Let's go.
So let's get it popping. Freedom speakers. It's not often that we have a guest in the building, but we do today. We do today. Today with us, we have a representative from the God Man Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Without further ado, we got Rodney D. Adamson II with us today. Y'all give him a hand.
Hey, man, appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me, man.
Nah, for sure. Thanks for coming.
Hey, no problem,
Thanks for
man.
coming,
Like I said, I love what y'all do. I love what y'all represent and the message you're trying to do for men to speak freely. So that's dope. That's amazing. I'm glad to be part of y'all podcast.
I definitely appreciate that, man. I'm gonna work on my intro game. So next time you come, I'm gonna have it.
It's we polished. It's we polished.
You ain't take me back earlier. So no, we
You did
good
great,
though, man. So tell us about yourself, man. What brings you here?
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hello, welcome to Permission to Speak Freely. We're on all streaming platforms.
Find us anywhere on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Find us anywhere.
Man, wow, that's a lot. Well, right now I'm definitely in a production right now. For those who don't know, so my name is Rodney D. Adamson II, born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. Born and raised for all my life, pretty much. Oldest of 6, raised up by a mother and father. Just a man with a passion for storytelling.
Solid.
Like anybody who knows me, I'm like how we talked before, I'm a big movie guy. Like I grew up watching Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, Robin Williams, Mr. Doubtfire, like pretty much like comedy, pretty much, because like TV was my babysitter. Like I was that kid where like if you just put him in front of a TV, he's okay, he's dope. Like I remember at the age of 2, my auntie still telling me the story to this day. Like I could literally, this was back, I'm telling all my age right now, back with VHS tapes.
Oh man,
I could put a tape in at the age of 2. I could put a tape in, play it. If it ends, I would rewind it until it stopped. I'll play it back again.
You knew
you knew what you
like.
wanted,
I knew I was doing so for me, like storytelling and filmmaking and acting, that was really ingrained into me. So ever since the young age of that, I knew I was gifted to act, to storytell, to filmmake. But then over time, God did what He does. Going through trials and errors and mishaps, heartbreaks and good times and bad times. I've found the lane He wants me to go in when it comes to filmmaking, and that's where I'm at right now, doing my journey of filmmaking and acting.
Solid,
and ministry as well.
All right, for sure.
For sure.
What catapulted you into that field? Like, what was that first thing or that first moment that said, you know what, this is what I want to do. I want to go into acting.
I mean, honestly, it's the fact that I don't like doing a 9 to 5.
For sure.
Like, of course, as an entrepreneur in heart, I'm rebellious. Like, I don't like being told what to do. I hate clocking in. I hate being on someone else's time. I'm like, I don't find fulfillment in this. But then I also knew what I was good at. I knew I was good at it when I was doing film class at Tri-C, and then we had to write like a 5-page, 10-page story. If you were shooting a film, what will be the first 10 pages of this? Then I just had this idea of it was like a dad not being happy with his life. So he has a dead-end job. Like, he's not happy with it. He gets belittled. He goes home. He's not happy with his wife or kids.
I was about to say, like, wife tripping.
He's like, he's phased. Nah, you good? No, and that's really how it is. Is he gets phased out. So his wife be complaining at him. He's on his phone scrolling through like Instagram. He's hearting a woman who he finds interested in. And so once my teacher read that, he was like, Rodney, this is really good. Like, you wrote this? I say, like, yeah, this is a real story. And for me not having that was my first writing class ever. Like, I never written anything before that time. So that's when I knew I had a niche to do something. And then moving forward, I want to do like sketches on YouTube, like back when it was popular. So I did a series called Elena Rodney TV, where you can find out on YouTube. It's Elena and Rodney TV, where I've written, directed, edited sketches for me and a co-worker, Elena Bradley. But we did like sketches. We got like 10, 11 sketches on there, and me editing. This is like really like telling like the underdog of like not having nothing, but this word like in the Bible it says like faith of a mustard seed. Whereas like anybody who knows me, I don't have a car. I don't drive, but I knew I had this passion within me. So I used to go to Tri-C to edit the videos that me and her did. Like, it opened up like at the libraries like at 9 o'clock in the morning. I would go there, edit, do what I got to do, get on the bus to go back to the east side, because this is back when I went to the Tri-C that was on the east campus. So I used to go all the way back there. That was like an hour. That was like an hour bus drive. I'm working at a dietary home at this time, and I clocked in at 4. I used to edit, go all the way back to do that. But I knew I had a passion for it to do that.
That's commitment, man.
And it's commitment. And it shows like when, like I said, how the Bible says that your gift will make room for you. I knew I had the gift to act. That's what I want to do. Is what I'm good at. Like, even for example, I remember being in preschool. Like we got to put on plays like kindergarten, preschool.
For sure.
I remember we did the 3 Little Bears. So of course, they made me like the little bear. So every time something happened where like, hey, someone's been eating in my bed, someone's been sleeping in my bed, someone eating out my porch. I remember I would say the very last line of what did happen, and then I would improv like a cry. I'm like, someone like ate my porch. And it was all gone. Wham! And they was like, this guy is something. And I just knew that's what I wanted to do, because I got these stories, characters in my head. Even like you said, when we do the tales of like stories like from movies, that's naturally in me. Like so that's how I knew that's what I wanted to do, for sure.
Hey, you are a very interesting man.
Yeah, that's
man.
dope.
The heart of a creative. Seems like you mentioned you are a God-fearing man as well, and quoting the Bible just in your common conversation, bro, just shows that you crack that book open, man, and God is navigating you in different places,
For
man.
sure.
I can, ladies and gentlemen, if you have never seen Rodney, he has an aura around him. You can see glow. You know what I'm saying? He look like 80s Eddie Murphy glow, like he that nigga though, like he that guy, man. The honorable, the honorable, man.
For
but
sure.
I think that's a dope story, man. So, are you working on any projects and anything now at this time?
For sure. The one I'm definitely in right now, I'm in a play. It's called People Always Talking About Church Folks. Honestly, hands down, all my years of acting, being in plays and films productions, this is the most passionate project I'm being a part of. Not only like it's a faith-based, but it talks about real stuff. So
for sure.
That I'm working on that right now. No, the play is December 21st, so y'all can copy our tickets. You can DM me. You can follow me at It's Always Rodney, RDNY at the end, or you can follow the website on the social media on Instagram. It's churchfolks_play. You can Instagram me for that as well. But that's just where I'm doing right now. But also for my own projects, I got a few more projects that I'm working on right now. I'm trying to be like Tyler Perry, and I'm want to do more ownership.
For sure.
Like I said, like I'm creating these stories, I might as well make the profit off of it. So,
this is true.
I think that's where a lot of people mess up at. Like, they have the creative part, but they don't have the business part. That's where most people end up getting in these bad situations as actors, musicians, or whatever. You're in a mess up contract. So
become a starving artist.
You become a starving artist.
Oh, you stay a starving artist.
Yeah, for sure, man. This is true.
You sound like you were starving before you got there.
Yeah.
That's why you took on probably the worst deal you didn't know, because it sounds good.
Yeah.
And then you, like you said, once you understand the business, you like, hey, it was getting me.
For sure.
Yeah, it was getting me, man. And I promote ownership, man. So I like to unpack just for a second the name of that play, man. That's a very creative name of the play. Can you tell the people again what's the name of the play?
For sure. It's People Always Talking About Church Folks.
Always.
Talking about church folks.
Always talk about church folks.
Always talk to tell them what they be saying about us.
For sure. You know what? I'm glad you associate with us.
What they be
but,
saying about us.
Honestly, the one word I can say is like hypocrites. That's like, if like once you go to the play, like I said, like how I told you before behind the scenes, like I got both you two tickets for the play. Just
thank you, man.
No problem.
Thank you.
Like the main word is hypocrites. If I could put it into words, it's just a story about revealing that, just in hindsight, all of us are church folks. Whether you're a bishop, you're a deacon, you're a son, you are a missionary, you're a steward, you're a crackhead, you're a drug dealer, you're a lawyer. Like, and these are all real characters in the play that I'm mentioning.
Okay.
Like like a lot of things get uncovered up, but people think like church folks are only just people in the church. No, just because we do claim the name of Jesus and they put it on the front street, it doesn't mean the other person is not a church folk as well. Like it definitely peels a lot of layers. Like I said in the story, there's truth that gets unlayered. Like I said, there's violence, there's guns, there's drugs involved, there's lies, deceit, cheating, abuse that's happening in the story. And like I said, this is the most impactful story I've been a part of, just because it's I'm all about truth in storytelling. So for me, I choose a project based off of, am I going to be proud that I'm in this project? Like, is this something that I can say, hey, I was a part of it? No, not just to get a check or nothing like that. But like I say, it's faith-based. So whatever glorifies my Heavenly Father, that's what I want to be a part of.
Solid.
No, the director is Leda Eva Sims. I've been working with her for like years. Like my very first time ever doing a play was with her. In 2019, where she did a play called like The Prophecy Revealed, like just like stories about Jesus coming into the world to die for our sins, things of that nature. So basically like Christmas plays. But this is the first time she's done a play that was her own narrative.
Okay.
So imagine, like, she told me about this play like 2 years ago. She said, Rodney, I wrote this play. It's called Church Folks. So she changed the title since then, but it was called Church Folks. Now, I don't know how people are going to feel about this, but this is something I feel like God is leading me towards do. I'm like, hey, I'm on your side. So whatever you say,
Definitely.
I'm with it. Because like it's something that needs to be heard. Like, you know, not only just for the people who's in the church, but for people who's outside the church. Because I can be honest, like those, Kirk Franklin said one time, we got too many people who are trying to be doctors, but they're really the patient.
Hey, that's a really dope quote.
You got many people who was trying to heal people. You got many people who's trying to say you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, or hey, your skirt is too high. Hey, you need to be wearing a suit and a tie. You and blah blah blah. But where does it say you're supposed to be doing that? That's not your job. That's
right.
Why many people in the church, they don't want to come, because they're getting ridiculed. They're getting like chastised. They're saying what you're doing is wrong. You know, the Bible says like no, don't judge or you'll be judged. You're judging people based off of where you come in. That's why I love my pastor. Shout out to Pastor K. Reid, Roger K. Reid. He doesn't care if you smoke weed when you come in. He doesn't care if you.
I'm going to this church. I'm going to this church.
You good, Chief?
Shout out to your pastor one more time. What's his name? What's the pastor's name?
Pastor Roger K. Reid at Lee Memorial AME Church.
Shout out,
Hey,
shout out
man,
to
I
you.
used to go to Lee Memorial when we was kids, man. Hold on, you said Reid?
Reid. So that's
Which Reid is?
So it's actually his nephew now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, but trust me, he can preach like in Wesley I. He still comes in every now and then like that. That's his uncle. That's
I'm gonna
like,
test his faith. I'm coming to smell like weed. No,
the best.
I'm like I say he don't care. He's really a person who's like
come as you are.
Come as you are. He don't care. Like he don't care because he knows God will work on you. That's not what a man or woman is supposed to do in the church. Now, yeah, I'm big on exposure. Like, which means like I cannot know nothing. But if I'm around people who's doing something different, odds are I'm going to take on certain habits that you're doing.
This is true.
It's like over time, when you spend more time with people who are doing God's work the right way, I'm saying specifically the right way, God's going to lead you to do what you're supposed to do. So don't get chastised by someone in the church who's like, oh, you should be doing this or you should be doing that, or like I said, this play is going to unveil everything that people who's been hurt by the church and people who's in the church doing it, they're going to get conviction. You know, that conviction is that you feel like, oh wow, I do that. Hold up, what's going on?
Talking to me,
Yeah,
talking
to me. And so like that's why I say I can't wait. But yeah, that's what the play is about. I'm excited.
Hey, I'm excited too, man. I want to go see what this talking about.
Yeah,
Can I bring
I'm
popcorn and stuff? Will it be refreshments there?
I'll ask with the director about that. But like for my character, let me talk about my character. So I play Ray Cox. So I play the son in the show. So Ray is definitely like any type of 19 to 20-year-old, hard-headed, wanting to, you know, have a different life. I want to say, like, you know, like the story is about like me and my mom. We're getting out of an abusive relationship she was in. So we end up going to New York with an old love interest of hers. So Ray gets exposed to the New York life, wants to see what's going on, this and the third. And he actually was thinking about joining a gang. So, you know, you talking about this guy who from a Christian background, and he's losing faith in God because he feel like, you know, God doesn't love me because I was in this situation. Now let me go make my own moves, make my own plays because this seems more attractive to me.
Okay.
So like I said, so my character is pretty much about that. Like think about like, you know how like you have like a mother or grandmother, like, you know, they know their grandson or child not doing right, but God still cover him while he's out there in the streets.
Them prayers reach far.
Hey man, God still answering
far.
my grandmama's prayers.
I'm
to
telling
this
you,
day.
man, prayers don't expire. So like I said, I'm that guy. I'm the son in that. So
Hey, and it sounds as like your character has already some development into him, and you being identifying like with being an artist, right?
For sure.
That you get to take on this script and embody what this person is, and you have to grasp a part of yourself to even connect with what this character is, because art emulates life.
For sure.
So being able to really grasp and take that character on and make people believe like, hey, he really mad, and take them out of that experience that they're watching entertainment, and they really get absorbed. Like, I'm a big movie person, but I gotta, man, my ADHD be make me see plots and shit. I'm like, oh man, this is bullshit. Man, I don't watch this. But when something is suspenseful and it keeps you on the edge of your seat, and it is a dose into reality that you can find a piece of yourself in every character.
For sure.
Even if they're like, hey, it's the love in you, like you texting somebody, you shouldn't even be texting. I'd have been that guy. You know what I'm saying? But I love your character, man. I'm very excited to go to the show, man. And thank you again for coming on the show, Permission to Speak Freely podcast, and giving myself and Laylo, man, 2 tickets, man. Are they front row?
They can be.
We in the
I mean,
building.
look, I'll say this, like,
The Lord blessing you, man. You can bless us.
I'll say this. Just come early, because them parking spots gonna be filled up. Like, for sure. But like I said, no, just say you're with Rodney. Hopefully, I can get y'all front row.
For sure, man. At least some popcorn, or y'all got wine in the church for communion.
Now, unless you get the little small ones, man. That ain't wine no more, man.
Welch is great.
That's juicy juice right there, man.
Great, for real. No, man. So as far as your acting though, like, what do you pull from, if anything at all? What do you pull from, say, when you putting yourself into these characters? Like, do you have to find, when you're choosing a character, you know what, this is the role for me? Is this something you need to say, hey, you know what, there's some experience I went through in my life that I can pull from to do the best job I can for this character, you know?
Yeah, for sure. The first thing about me is, like, this is like where my, this is gonna sound crazy, but this is where my ignorance comes into play. Is like, I'm always ready to go for a role. Like how we talked about before, like, you know, we use that as an escape in work. I love acting. I don't care if I gotta play a crackhead butt naked on the corner. I want to play that role because I just love the role so much. But I know you can't. That's wild. You can't say yes to everything. So I do have to pray to God to say, hey, is this what you want me to do? And if he does say yes. So when it comes to the role, I think about what's the purpose of the story. Because I say I'm just a piece in the chess move. But what's the whole story to make someone have that revelation or that reminder? There's something I connect to with this story. So I look at what's the whole story and how can I bring it to life. So with, like, specifically with the character Reid, like how I mentioned before, like, you have a lot of kids out here who have dreams and aspirations, but someone told them they can't do it. And that's something that what happens with Reid. Like his stepfather tells him, like, he has dreams of being a lawyer, but it's not even a stepfather, it's his mom's boyfriend. He says, like, you can't do that. No, God doesn't love you. And he ends up believing that, and he says, okay, I might as well let me hit these streets. And like, but that festers into him though. So for me, there's a lot of kids and parents who's gonna be in the audience who say, hey, my parents is in the drug life. Like, for example, like my director in the play, she has a son who's part of that life. Like cause he was supposed to be in the play, but then since something happened, he's in there.
Outside.
He's in there. Like, I remember he was speaking one time, and like, cause the role that he was playing, like, it was like, you know, it was a gang person, and so my other, like, work person, I was working with my other actor. He was like, I can tell he do this for real. But he's like, he said, I've been around people. I'm not in it, but he for real though.
Yeah, for real. Yeah,
so when I'm looking for a character, I'm just making sure, number one, like, how's it also, like, is it going to challenge me? Because, you know, as you know, we all seen actors who play the same role all the time, and it's like, okay, cool, I don't want to
typecast type.
The
Rock.
What do they call? The Rock.
Yeah, the Rock.
What do they call it? They call it something when you get pigeonholed into a character.
Typecast.
Like,
You get typecast.
A typecast.
Yes,
Cube had mentioned that about when he first got in. They didn't want to keep playing the same.
Rosie Perez was talking about that too.
Typecast.
I watched the interview with her. She was talking about that.
Especially for me, like I said, coming from the comedy background, like I said, I love comedy. Like, I can make something funny instantly like that. But I just, like, now I'm diving more into drama to see if can I do it.
Okay.
And like, in what I've been seeing so far with the results, like I said, I did a short film called 33%. That was my first time writing something that was drama based, and it got good reviews. It was good, and so okay, I know I'm gifted now because I'm not just comfortable in this one lane.
Yeah.
So I think about is it challenging me? What's the story of it? And also just also I know it's going to teach me something because for me acting is therapy.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you get to tap into emotions that like we can speak freely. Men are not allowed to express that emotions, or at least culture says that.
We were just talking about
so,
that.
Culture says that hey, a man can't cry. Toughen up.
Shit though.
Take it to the chin. Me acting gets that revolution of me able to express, able to cry, able to just do whatever I want to do, and it's dope.
Yeah, man. I heard Terrence Howard. Shout out to Terrence Howard, Cleveland native.
What's up, man?
He has said that there's no consequence in acting. You can play out what you want to do. If you want to be a murderer in a film, you can be a murderer, and there's no consequence for your action. This is how people can get stuck in roles. They can be like, hey, this person just Tupac got stuck as Bishop, as they say. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get stuck in these characters. Or Jamie Foxx mentioning when he played in The Soloist, he had to kind of, or it was another movie, but don't quote me 100%, but he had to kind of alienate himself, kind of regroup, reconnect.
It was The Soloist.
It was The Soloist?
Yeah, it was The Soloist.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
Yeah, so as a person, I used to have a lot of art. I'm a creative by nature.
You are, for sure.
And I wanted to do acting as well, and I identify with your character. If somebody just, they're speaking their negative views upon you, knocking the light out of you, trying to, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes you do get disconnected. Like, so just seeing in the depth of your character and how you choose your character, I'm excited as a person who loves art, who loves theater, who loves like the raw. I used to go to Rainey's Institute on 55th, and it was the corner at our street.
Shout out to Rainey's. Shout out to the Caramoo House.
Caramoo. Yeah. I volunteered there.
For sure. Now.
Well, I've been kind of acting more, but in the beginning of wearing to go, like this, like more like how I say the Leda Rodney TV thing. Like me, it's like I wanted to act, but how do I start? What do I do?
Yeah.
When I wanted to interject,
no, go ahead.
Shout out to the Playhouse Square. Shout out to Playhouse Square. I had got an audition for the Little Shop of Horror for Tree Number 2.
Come on now.
We had to go to school and either audition for the play and get an A, or just show up as a usher.
Yeah.
Like as an usher, and you would have got just like a B. Shout out to Miss Gibson from East High School class of 2006 where I graduated.
Come on.
It's supposed to be 5, but I like school so much. I went back.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Went back.
I like school so much.
But that was the grade, and I remember her having us read the book Fences.
Oh,
and had us read the book
that's good.
Fences. She's like, and you sound and you built like the dad and all that. But I'm like,
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Please tap into me on IG. That's the primary platform. Permission, 2, _ Speak Freely Podcast. That's permission, 2, _ Speak Freely Podcast.
Absolutely, straight up. And you can follow me as well, Laylo the Most, at LAYLOE.THAMOS. And definitely follow us, man. Engage with us, ask us questions. Get engaged, man. Freedom Speakers. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And we protect y'all as well. Permission to speak.
hey, man, I read real good in my head. I don't read real good out loud. 16, 17.
You know yourself.
I know myself. I'm like, let me read this by myself for a day or two. I'll come back here. I don't even need the book. I'm going off script and passion.
Because I like you.
But I vibe with the character development. I love to see how it progresses. The story progresses. And it isn't this person just stuck here, but they're getting to see the character hit with reality, day-to-day things that people really identify with, man. So it brings me to this. I have a question.
Yeah.
This play is faith-based, right?
It is.
Do you feel the world has lost a level of faith?
Take your time.
I think people have faith, but not faith in Jesus. Like majority, we all have faith in something. But it's like, what is the source of your faith? Like one of my favorite preachers, he said, for example, the chairs are we were sitting in. Do we ever stop to think, if I sit in this chair, will it break if I sit in? No, I have faith to believe this chair is going to be, is going to make sure I'm good.
Yeah,
But
you're not
then,
testing out the chair to make.
hold up.
I ain't never sat in this
I'm
chair
like, hold
before.
up,
Let me
bruh.
make sure it's
I'm
gonna hold.
Like, hold up. Wait, hold. This feel like a screw loose. Hold up, what's going on? But then it's like, you got to realize, like, we can't let we got to remember who we put our faith in. Like who's sovereign, who is nice, and who gives us grace and mercy every day, even though we don't deserve it. Which is, I'm not bashing anybody who doesn't. Like, it's easy to forget because we got stress in this world. We got bills, we got relationships, we got cars, we got kids. Like, all that just in our mental, like, that's enough for me to, like, even sit at the edge of my bed in the morning, like, I got another day. But we do got to remember that, like, we do have a Savior who died on the cross for our sins. Even though we may not acknowledge him. I think that's the best thing. Where it's like, Jesus died for us just for a chance of us to get to know him. So Jesus said, I'm gonna take these lashings, even though you may not accept me.
Yeah, I'm
still gonna do it. Yeah, that's the most gangster thing I ever heard. Like, once I got the revelation, I'm like, hold up. So even for people who may not want to follow you, you're still gonna do it for them though. Like, that's dope.
For sure.
That's amazing.
I'll tell you right now, I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I'm like, what?
I'd be like, hey,
I get whipped, slashed on, spit on, and stabbed.
Yeah, for
nails
sure.
through my hands. Look, I don't like getting a dang paper cut, let alone get nails through my hands.
For them,
I wouldn't like you.
They don't even like me.
For them,
for them, keep in mind, for them that are going to screw up.
For sure.
First they love you, then they hate you.
Yep.
Then they love you again.
Ain't that crazy?
But that's the up and down. That if you can look at that and just say a vague way.
Yeah.
Vague way, like, hey, that's just the up and down of life. That's the up and down of relationships with people.
Definitely.
They is all good till it ain't good. And as a person who I know I'll be lying if I say I steered away from faith. Ever. God has always covered me. God has always favored me. God is God, his son, and then it's me, it's God's son, right over here. Like, right over here. But I'm up there. I'm anointed, bro. I'm anointed.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's fearful when you are anointed. And when you believe, man, you become a vessel through who you are, as long as you stay origined into who you are. Okay?
For sure.
As a person who is put into a box of, like, you won't grow up. I'm like, my God, Jesus ain't got no age. He died at 33, but he forever, right? My guy he only worked for 7 days, who built all this. So, he taking a break. I could take a break. My guy took a break.
Right. He rested on the seventh day. He rested. So it means if he rests, I know I can rest.
If the man who invented it all take a break, I deserve a break.
I can go to sleep.
I
can go to sleep.
But it's one of them, man. Like, I'm a comedian person.
For sure.
I believe that Jesus went through life carefree, happy. He kicked it with the hoes and the thugs, and he kicked it with people who needed saving. More than people who already knew him.
Exactly.
You feel me? So that's why, as a person who
here for the lost sheep of Israel.
For sure.
Exactly.
For sure.
That's
So for those who are saved, or for those who do believe, or just, hey, we could just be messengers passing along the message ourselves. Just like, hey, man, God do love you, dude. God do this. And when you moving through them actions, but when you moving, God will set things up, will put people in your place.
Exactly.
So I'm going to tell you a story, man.
Go ahead.
Where I got to have a personal relationship with God. And I call God by many names, man. I call God by many names. Jesus, Jehovah, Buddha, Allah, whatever. So when I say prayers, I be like, whatever God at work today. Okay, whatever God get this message.
Like, what time is it? 7:30?
Yeah, but I'll be like, bruh. I'll be like, dear God, whatever one of y'all at work today, I know it's third shift.
Nothing changes shifts.
I know what, bruh, is when you dive into it. I believe in Jesus, I believe in that, but when you dive into it, it is multiple gods, and who's to say that somebody isn't correct? So this is why I look at it like, hey, these are just different styles to get us all to the same place. Just like martial artists, you trying to kick ass, right? So it don't matter what style you use, you want to win.
For sure.
So if I want to get to heaven, and I'm using this style.
Yeah.
This is okay. This is what I
with
believe
that.
in. It's
I'm
been
with that.
working.
You say, this ain't Jesus' weekend to work.
Yeah, so it's like I prayed to God, somebody got the message, and shit came through. You know what I'm saying? But I look at it like that because my knees have bent for many gods. But I do call on Jesus as the root of like, hey man, that's where I come from. That's where the Baptist, that's where I'm singing in the little church in the basement, eating donuts and cookies and shit.
Come on, and
Big ass baptized tub. Like, people wash up in there. They're like, no, they get baptized.
and that church punch.
Man,
right.
that syrup with water.
Look! I saw someone the other day. I was like, that church punch. We was like, oh my god, that church punch. I swear.
Man, I remember going into, and I'm gonna say this, I remember going to my relationship with God and how on this particular situation God spoke to me, and I never muted him ever since. But I remember going into the church pews, going to the church doors, and we would open the doors, and it'd just be, you'll get punched with cologne, perfume, a little dash of weed,
Just a little bit.
of weed,
The fact that Lowe said a little bit.
little bit of weed.
Gotta have
you
it.
know
It's
what I'm saying?
necessary. Hey, gotta have some gangsters in the church.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, man,
I feel
gangsters
safe.
believe like a motherfucker.
For sure.
Hey, but-
Like
Feel
a
safe.
but so that's why I want to see the play. Like, hey man, everybody got a connection to God, even though you might try to mute him, turn him down. You ain't cut him off.
Yeah,
You can't
for sure.
cut him off.
For
You know what I'm
sure.
saying?
Nah.
So, get me preaching here today, right?
Be
You know,
ready.
I'm
Talk
supposed
to
be-
him.
Come on,
I'm
come
supposed
on.
to
Don't
do
hold
that.
back.
Let him use
The
it.
highest.
Come on now.
The highest.
But no, so I remember that's a nostalgic moment to me going into the church. You open them doors, you see them pews, and you just smell red diamond. White diamond.
Yeah.
White diamond perfume. I think it was Red Door. Elias Claiborne or Elizabeth Taylor perfume.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You smelling Jakar and Lagerfield cologne.
You take me back right now.
Issey
Yeah,
Miyake.
nostalgic.
They say a little bit of weed. That's when they brought the Kush to Cleveland.
Musicians.
Yeah, man.
musicians.
But I remember that. So church always take me back there. You hear the band setting up, they tuning. You hear the little drum.
For sure.
Everybody say, "Hey, how you doing? Scoot over." Grandma, my grandma giving us sorry, God. My grandma used to give us money to put in the collection plate.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I
hey.
never put it in.
Hey, with a man robbed God? I know I did. I know I did.
I wanted them flavor hot Cheetos.
It was too many corner stores by the church. Like, we gonna run
It's
over
always
get,
corner store by the church.
get some
Right.
peanut
man.
M&M's, some Starburst.
After this,
We on.
man.
Yeah, man. So
That's
at this
funny.
point in time in my life, man, I was very low. I was very low.
For sure.
I'm living in my car, and I was sleeping in my car behind Lowe's Home Improvement out in Willoughby. Was at Willoughby Whitcliffe off of like Vine Street.
I know
I
what
think
you're
it was
talking
over there.
Yeah.
Or I would sleep behind in the 24-hour Walmart that was like right across the bridge. And it was just a place in my life, man. I'm reading the Bible in my car. I'm praying to God so hard, squeezing my eyes so tight. I think the harder you squeeze your eyes, the harder you think you're praying. Just God, hear me. Turn the speakers up. But at that time, and I'm reading the Bible, and I'm like, man, I'm praying for God to like take me from this place that I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm waiting from like, I close my eyes and I wake up and I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm waiting for God to save me. But it's like, I'm waiting for God to save me. And I said it again slowly, like, I am waiting for God to save me. I'm just waiting. I'm a lethal motherfucker. But just I'm waiting and nothing has happened. A moment of reflection to myself of, I'm waiting for this person or this being to do something for me. And it's like, nah, you want me to move the world for you, right? Get to moving in the world.
Yeah.
So as I start moving in the world, I wasn't just crying in the backseat of my car. Just, God help me, please. God, oh, press so hard.
Yeah.
But no, I started to find a confidence
That's
of
right.
myself.
That's right. Faith
All
without
right.
work is dead.
I was thinking the
Man,
same. Look, I was thinking the same
that's
thing.
why he wasn't answering my
sure.
messages.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't
Right.
working. So it was just like, voicemail. Once
Right.
I see him in traffic, I know he working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as I got to move in the world, God don't move me, pick me up on my shoulders and move me in the world. God moves the world for me like this. As I get to move and navigate, he just navigates things around me.
For sure.
I'm gonna keep you away from these people. Even though you want to connect with them, it's not good for you. It's gonna bring you down. They're not meant to go where you are trying to go. Because if they was, you would see them in the intersection. Y'all will be applying at the same place. You'll be doing the same thing. You can't enable that. Just learning that and seeing that and taking myself from that place, like I gotta put my own work in. I can't wait for God or man to give me anything. I'm already not worthy, right?
Yeah.
So if I gotta put the work in to just even show like, hey, I'm dedicated to you, God, that I believe in you, God, I gotta get the fucking moving.
Yeah.
I gotta get the moving. And my God cuss.
Yeah.
Okay, my God invented all things, right?
So listen, but I'll even say this, like, you know, I meant like God doesn't necessarily work. It's like, hey, God, this is what I want you to do. It's the other way around. Yeah. Where God goes, hey, no, this is what I want you to do.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? God speaks to us, not the other way around. And God has a way of honestly making you a little uncomfortable to get you to move in the way that he wants you to move. For sure. If you feel like the world is against you, or you feel like you're not getting the things you feel like you deserve, perhaps you ain't moving in the way God wants you to move.
Sure.
Give him a try. Like you said, open that book and start flipping through it and pull something from that. You know what I mean? That's what something I've been doing. Just in my faith journey, like we mentioned, I rejoined the church. Different church, man. My cousin, shout out to Pastor Estelle, Pastor Twyman, all the ministers at Blessed Hope Missionary Baptist Church.
Shout out.
8804 Buckeye Road,
Come
Cleveland,
on now.
Ohio.
You know the address. Go ahead.
Hey, man, they said, man, but
Hit his address
shout
real
out
quick.
to everybody. So, my cousin, late last year, hold tight, earlier this year, I believe it was January or February 2024, was elected pastor of Blessed Hope.
Okay.
And I was so proud of him. I remember watching the entire service on YouTube on my phone. The service was so long, it took me like 2.5 days to watch it. You know what I'm saying?
It'd be like that. Yeah.
So I sent him a video message like, yo, cuz, I'm proud of you, man. So happy. So what I said, hey, I'll see you soon. I said, I'll see you soon. And it took me like 2 Sundays because I want to go see cuz preach. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Now, when I went, I didn't go to church with the intention of coming back next Sunday and next Sunday and next Sunday. And hey, throw a Bible study in there. I'm going up there buying fish. It was around Easter. You know what I'm saying?
It be something in there, man.
For sure.
Got you with the dinner.
Real till they got me, man. And I'm up there.
like to eat.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm up there. I'm congregating with everybody. And shout out to the kitchen ministry as well, Sister Chapman. Shout out to Deacon Dooney, to everybody down there, man, who really embraced me and
For sure.
and really kind of honed me in. That was God. God got me with that fish. I'm gonna sprinkle some fish on him. He gonna start coming. I was not.
Well, they had, Jesus on the back of people's cars was a fish, right?
That
Put a little parsley on that fish.
Fishes are
You're right.
important.
You're right.
So, but no, man, and it kind of happened where I joined. I was moved, man. Reverend Hardrick preached that day, and he was talking about keeping it real.
Wow.
And I was at a point where, I'm going over things, and my mind's like, wow. Like, what I call it, like I was sitting in church, it was about 4 or 5 Sundays in a row.
Wow.
And this how I describe, because I sit up in the balcony, and I describe it as like getting punched in the mouth. Just about all of them pastors who preach. It was like a different pastor every Sunday at this point, man. Reverend Williams preached. My cousin Tyler preached. Reverend Hardrick preached. Reverend Maxwell preached. And I'm getting Pastor Twyman preached. Shout out to Pastor Twyman. And I would and I'm sitting there getting punched in the mouth.
That's good.
Almost sitting in the church like
Feeling shame.
man, they talking to me. And well, but that didn't deter me and say, man, I ain't going back. It was kind of like, let me go get hit one more time.
Yeah.
Let me go get hit one more time. And you got to accept that. That's the accountability. You got to be willing to sit in your shit sometime.
Come on now.
Excuse me, But in doing that, I was moved and I surrendered and said, oh, okay, God, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. I feel you. Let me take this step. Let me take even the Sunday morning when I joined, because in my mind, what I was going to do, it's around springtime at this point, late winter, springtime. And so I go, hey, I'm going to join around my birthday, I'll be 33.
Okay.
It's perfect. My Jesus year.
Jesus
You know what
year.
I'm saying?
Jesus year.
But what guys say? Oh, you think you about to wait 6-7 months till your birthday?
He said, "Come here,
Boy, come on up here." And it's like, hey, here we go.
for sure."
And now here we are, man.
Right.
Here we
Hey,
are.
man,
Yeah,
God is most definitely a beautiful thing, man. But you hit on something, and I think that this is a big thing when it comes to us as humans, regardless of what our knee bow for whatever God we pray to. I think the part of surrendering.
That's a big thing. Yeah.
So as you mentioned, like, hey, I surrendered myself. I wasn't fighting against myself no more. I took myself into the current of what was going on compared to fighting against it and knowing it's a tough fight because you magnetically being pulled there.
Yeah.
You want to go there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to test yourself there. And you, as you said, it wasn't like you never had it. It was just turned down a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's all
I
it
grew
was.
up in the church. You know, I grew up in the church, man. I'm talking Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday choir rehearsal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Saturday, because we got to go because mommy got choir rehearsal. So
Right.
now we got to go. You know,
Right.
we just in the bay. But like legit in church, man. Shout out to Mount Hermon Baptist Church, which I still consider a church home, even
Yeah,
though it ain't
your
my
home
church
church, for
home
sure.
now. You know, but that's where I grew up. I grew up in that place.
Yeah, man. We grew up in the church. Shout out to Lee Memorial.
Lee
we
Memorial.
grew up in Lee Memorial.
Yeah, man.
We went to Greater Faith. We went to Philemon. It was a couple different churches. And as a kid, man, we would this was just me. We would go to like different churches, and I thought it was a different God at different each church. I'm like, why we don't go back to that church? Like that guy ain't at work today.
I like him.
Is that where?
You know what I'm saying? But then, but we always stayed in the church. And then even when we shifted religions, we shifted from going to a Baptist church, we would go to the Kingdom Hall. We go to the Kingdom Hall, which is still Christianity,
Yep,
which is still
still a
under the
form of
umbrella of
Christianity,
Christianity. One say Jehovah, one say Jesus. You got to sing at both places, but Baptist gospel singers are better singers than Jehovah Witness singers. If you ever went to a Kingdom Hall and heard them
they
sing,
be at one level.
yeah, it's one pitch. It's real monotone.
It's one pitch.
No
monotone.
solo. Nobody solo.
No solo. You got one person who can sing. Like Monty Terry would go and she can sing, but she trying to hold back. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause she got that
That's-
soul. Yeah.
That's hard. That's hard to do. That's hard to do. That's hard to do.
It's real like the Pope, like how they sing.
Baritone,
Like, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's
yeah.
real like that.
Yeah.
But when we would go in there, I always loved the teachings. Like I love the way that they taught. I love the way even at the church how I got to see this different styles. Like it's just a different style. These are still people who are anointed, but this is how this person gets their message off. Compared to the Father said, do unto others as others
Yeah, it's definitely different
do
for sure.
unto you.
Yeah.
It's a different style of preaching, and everybody can't preach.
That's a
Okay,
fact.
everybody can't preach, man. I'm a big.
That's true. That's true.
I know you mean good.
Yeah.
I know you mean good.
You
but-
know some good preaching when you hear it, man.
yeah. And I think the real some people, and that's one of the things, man. Here at Permission to Speak Freely podcast, man, we base ourselves on speaking freely, being able to give our testimony, man. You ain't got to be a indoctrinated reverend to be able to give a testimony to somebody, to be able to preach to somebody, to give some info to them,
true.
and be able to say, hey, bruh, it's more to you. I see this in you. I can do that for you, or whatever the situation is. In the streets, we call them OGs.
OG for sure.
Call them OGs, or if you had a little bit more polish, your uncles and aunts, your ancestors, your elders. You know what I'm saying? But somebody that was there to still navigate you.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? On whatever level it may be. So I believe heavily in a higher power. I believe in God. I believe in seeing the miracle works that God performs. Okay, that I know mortal man don't got the ingenuity to do. As my grandma would say,
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
You are listening to Permission to Speak Freely, broadcasting from Cleveland, Ohio, 216, home of the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Cleveland Browns, and the Cleveland Guardians. Go Tribe.
God says you can't even imagine. Like you can't even, it'll blow your mind. And I'm like, hey. But always pulling from that source. Always pulling from that source, man. So you coming here today, Rodney, man, you didn't anointed us. I told you, people, Rodney, get good with Rodney, because Rodney bought the first 100 seats in heaven. I'm telling you.
Yeah, for sure.
Just by his good deeds he's been doing, and just, hey, man, and for those who don't know, Rodney is a childhood friend of the family.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay, not just me, myself. I have my own personal relationship with him, but that's through my younger brother. Shout out to Keontae.
Yeah, shout out to Keontae, man.
And his new baby coming
we all
here.
got a real dope picture together.
From where?
I'm gonna have to pull it up. I'm gonna have to sit here and try to find it. You know what I'm talking about?
We was at the bar for Keontae's birthday.
We was at,
I
yeah.
look. Remember, I had to get snuck in for that.
Yeah,
you wasn't old enough?
I wasn't 21 yet.
Yeah. See how the Lord worked? You got in, baby. You got in.
I'm gonna have to do some.
We share tons of nostalgic memories, man. If you could pull a nostalgic memory that you have from our family, man. You've been around a long time.
What? Oh my gosh, there's so many. Honestly, like, it's probably the story I want to. It's probably like us having to move from your mom's from 260th. Now, mind you, like, I could always say the parties, the luau's that we had, but for me,
I love them luau's.
That stuck with me specifically because, like, it was just like so body stressing. Like, I remember, guys, so here's the story what happened. So his mom was moving from, that was a 3-story house, correct? On 260th? Because I remember it was
on 260th?
On 260th. I remember it was.
Yeah, you had the basement, first floor, second floor.
So yeah,
I forgot your ass was there too.
Hey, man.
and look, he's like, I had to be there.
Yeah, I
had to be there. If not, I was gonna get cussed out by everybody.
Miss Kim said.
Miss Kim said I had to be there. So I remember when everybody pitched in, like everybody who Keontae and Kira was cool with, we helped pitch in, family and friends, whatnot. So mind you, like how we said before, moms, I say most love, she's a organized hoarder. And she was
with love. Sprinkling Jesus on
it, for real. So us trying to transition from a big house to a smaller townhouse was not easy. Because
you went over there on Brush.
Yeah.
I'm giving out addresses and shit.
We broadcasted from Cleveland, Ohio.
So I remember, like, us trying to downsize some stuff. I remember everybody's trying to convince her to, like, let go some stuff. Like, remember you, Key, Kiera. You usually like, Ma, this not gonna work. And so she's like, no, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. It's gonna work.
Taking a fish tank, you ain't got no fish.
She tried to take dresser cabinets and whatnot. And I remember, like how I said before, it was like books of like coloring books with like math questions and whatnot. Everybody has like kids and whatnot. She like, the kids may want to do this one day. And someone was like, mine not gonna use them. I think
use them books.
Wait, I think I want to say it was Crystal. Crystal kind of got both Kira and Crystal got no filter to it, but Crystal got a little bit like more filter. No, less filter.
I was gonna say
less filter. So she like, mine not gonna use that. She was like, no, Cabrina, no, Kiara, whoever your name is, they're going to use that. It's gonna be worth for one day. So I remember it started getting late, like late. So I remember like everybody started going home. And I remember
take this truck back.
Yeah,
for sure. That'd be the thing.
Yeah, so everybody started going home. Cause I remember it was Zach, you, Lo, and like so many people. Me, Keontae stays there, so he got no choice but to. I remember it was like the
Keontae.
Sorry, because I remember like it was the very next day she had to move out. The very last day she had to move out. I remember like everybody started going home, and there was still more stuff that had to get put into the truck. And so for me, I'm a good friend, so I still stay with Keontae. Like I remember, like I was helping him, like where was in the basement, upstairs, boom, 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 trying to get him out. And then I remember like we started loading up the truck. This is probably like 4 o'clock in the morning. I remember it started like light snow started falling too. I'm like, it started snowing out and everything.
Man,
so
you a really good friend.
I can see now. I can see why I got the 100 seats in heaven now.
Bro, you did your due diligence, man. You did your due diligence. I'm so glad that you were able to come in today, man, and talk to us a little bit about yourself, getting the people to know a little bit more about you, getting to see just more of who you are, man. So if you can, reintroduce yourself for the people once again.
Yes, indeed, because I did a poor job.
Nah, for sure. All right, guys, what up? This your boy, Rodney D. Adamson II, born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. You can follow me on Instagram at It's Always Rodney, and that's Rodney as an R. DNY. You can follow me over there on social media. Facebook is Dwayne Arias. I'm just a man of God who has a heart and a passion for spreading the love of love, light, and peace and purpose, and bringing and making people realize through media and content creation that you have a purpose.
Bet, man. I think that's a really, really solid purpose. So let me ask you this, man. Are you we're gonna dig into your personal life a little bit, man. Are you a relationship man? You seeing anybody at this time?
Yes, I'm definitely in a relationship, yes.
Oh,
all right. So we really big on relationships, man. We're married men over here. I'm 8 years in.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Just
Sharpening up to be
7
better.
years of marriage last month.
Come on, congrats.
Applaud up, man. Congrats.
Thank y'all.
Good. That's not easy. So for 2024, that's not easy.
This is true, man.
Yeah, man. So what are your views on keeping and healthy? What are your views on keeping your relationship healthy?
Definitely where I'm at right now is definitely compassion. It's definitely compassion, and this is a department where I lack in, but it's always communication. Like definitely communication for sure. It's about realizing why is your spouse or significant other saying this? Don't get so defensive on, you know how it is. Like if someone tries to tell you how you feel, you already feel like you want to defend yourself. Oh, I'm doing this because blah, 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 blah. No, I don't got to do that. But it's like you got to realize, I'm starting to see it's a partnership. There's a reason why your person is putting this to the forefront. It's not because they're trying to chastise you or to make you feel bad, but because this was concerning them. This was on their mind. And 9 times out of 10, it's not easy, especially for a woman to present how they feel about something because they know how you may react.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
Because like I said, I think this is the most healthy relationship I've ever been in. I've been in some toxic ones for sure, but like she is also older as well. No, she's 36. I'm 30, so there's definitely a difference in that. So I'm
messing.
But but I love it because like it shows the maturity that's in it.
For sure, man. And you being a man of God, being career driven, on a path of being able to spread love into the world, man. How did you and this beautiful young lady meet?
It's actually funny. We actually made it off of a Christian dating app, actually.
Wow. Christian Mingles? Y'all some Christian Mingles? That worked. That's what's up.
Trying to get it in Jesus.
I believe in Jesus, but I can be holier than thou.
Man, look, so the app we met on, it was called Upward. It's called Upward. So we met off of that. So it basically it's just like how like a Tinder feel is, swipe left, swipe right on who's cute, who's ugly. So
damn.
Dang, I said, well, it's so
not
y'all
so
made a match.
Look, I'll say this: it's some unattractive people on the app. I ain't gonna pay to you.
Hey, that's all right.
I'll be honest. I'm like,
they probably were really nice.
I'm sure they found somebody in life. They found somebody. If not, God has a plan for you. Jeremiah 29:11. So, for I know the plan. So let's go.
For sure.
So yes, we met off of that app. Like I said, we swipe right. We ended up matching. Basic conversation. Hi, my name is Rodney. I like to get to know you. Hi, my name is such and such. I want to get to know you. And then it just started building from off of there. And it's crazy because it don't feel like we met off of a Christian dating app. It don't feel like it. Like every time someone tells us that story, how you have to meet? I'm like, oh, we did meet off of an app. Because when you hear these stories, someone's living in Cleveland, this person's in Kentucky, or hey, I'm in California, you're in New York. Like, how's that going to work out? So by the grace of God, we're in the same area, which is Cleveland. So it was dope. It was amazing.
Hey, yeah, God set that up for real, man.
Yeah, that's solid.
I seen 90 Day Fiance. Some people be getting stood up, man.
That's true, man.
They be faking them out.
Yeah, that's true. And you said this is a Christian based app?
It's faith based. Yeah, yes.
Don't download that app.
Yeah,
Well, the reason why I asked is because sometimes the tough part, say when you're first meeting somebody in a relationship. So when you bring religion into that relationship, and it's like, do we match in this way? It'll be heartbreaking. Say you find the woman who you find attractive, oh man, she seemed perfect. I wanted to be my mom, but then you find out, I don't believe in God. It's like
and it's crazy. Like, because I said I met her.
Is that a deal breaker though?
For me, absolutely.
I mean, for it does.
If I was single.
Because it does, because you have morals and values that you do and why you do it. If you have someone who's unequally yoked, it's going to cause friction. And that's one thing where me and her lock in on. We have the same viewpoints of things of whatnot. And so that's even my mid-20s, that was the hardest thing about dating once. Because mind you, I was going to tell you this. So hearing your stories was so great because crazy. I didn't grow up in the church.
For real? You didn't grow up in the church?
I was one of them kids. Like we showed up on Christmas and Mother's Day.
CME.
Yeah,
Christmas, Mother's Day, Easter.
Yeah.
I was CME members.
You would, man.
Like,
I'm gonna interject, but you would not believe it. You would believe that thy rod and my staff comfort me for sure from day one. But how you carry it, and it's just a maturity, man. It's a maturity. It's an essence you got, bruh. Like hey, you didn't done this before. You didn't been here before. You shielded by something great. Yeah. So you guard it wherever you go, so you can see that, you can feel that, man. And
for sure, yeah.
Just you wouldn't, man. As knowing you as long as I've known you, I'm like, man, I'm like, man, Rodney probably still a virgin, all kind of shit. I was just joking, say little shit.
I was. Every time I was.
Yeah, but you like you family, man. So I'm joking with you, playing with you, man. And my sisters would always compliment you, like, oh, he's so handsome, and so it is.
Rodney always been a great guy.
Rodney always been a great guy, ladies and gentlemen. Always been a great guy, man. So
I appreciate it.
They would always flirt with you, say stuff like, I remember Crystal told you, like, Rodney, I'm gonna take your virginity.
Hey. At that point, I was ready. I was like, Chris.
Hey, you don't mind, right?
Hey, look, I was like, Chris, I was like, Keontae, man, I'm gonna be your stepbrother, man. Yeah, brother-in-law, let's go.
I already helped your mama move, man.
Right.
I'm already in this
3 times.
Hey, look, she said, poems gotta be grease, okay?
For sure, man.
So it's different when it's your big sister. I can see if it's your little sister. This is your big sister. I'm the victim.
Yeah.
We the victim.
She came at me. So I get it, man. I get it, man.
Yeah.
Your character speaks for itself, man. You how you represent yourself, how you represent God, man. I think that's a lost art. Of how you wear your God, man, and how you lead with it, and how you say, "Hey, I'm moving and navigating by that, man." I think that's a dope thing, man. I think that's a lost art. Like I said, people who I remember I used to be afraid to pray in public. I used to I say my grace. I'm a big grace sayer. I'm like, I got grace.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I used to be scared to say my grace. Like, what is he over there doing? But now, you know, it's just, hey, you feel more free.
Sure.
You feel more accepted.
And you know
practice.
what? To speak to that, man, because I could definitely understand that. Like, I've never been like a public prayer. This last maybe less than a year, man, I've become better at that. Not that that's like a skill you have to have, but it does require some sort of courage, if you will.
Yeah,
you know
like it's courage and it's practice. Like the more you do it, you're gonna get better at it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. To speak to God publicly, I think that's something definitely powerful, but question time.
For sure.
Why do you think, because I know this is true, why do you think, especially when we get older, man, do you feel like people are like ashamed of being a believer, believing in God, believing in Jesus?
I think because it's not popular.
For sure.
It's not popular. Like, you know, like, and I said, this kind of ties in with what we talked about, like dating. Like, you know, like I gave my life to Christ 24, 25. So imagine trying to date around that time in a world where it's not popular, where like, hey, you know, I want to have sex, I want to party, I want to do drugs, and blah, 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 blah. Where it's like that's what comes in a relationship. So imagine like coming with boundaries in a relationship on, hey, I can't do this because I feel like it's going to lead me down the wrong path. Yeah. So it's like, it's not popular. So for me, like dating was hard. Like, you know, I remember like, I went through a period where I think everybody goes through this, where like they want to practice celibacy or abstinence. So I had like a ring. I'll never forget this.
I tried that one.
Like, when you get married, celibacy just comes sometimes. You just don't get none.
Me and my wife tried that when we got engaged.
I remember.
All right, we gonna wait now. We
gonna wait. How long? Wait, can we bump this wedding up a little bit?
We got married in like 26 days.
26-day fiance, but yeah. So I remember I was dating this girl this one time. Like I had a ring on, so she was like, "So are you sure? Like you gotta have that?" I'm like, "Yes, I need to have this." She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, well, can you take this off for like one night? Dang. So I'm like, and it's been constant with that, where like, you know, you're trying to be right, but when the world, and I'm saying the world, it's popular, Lord, where you see it in media, movies, music, advertisement. Shoot, you can go on Instagram without wearing a dang condom on because everything is so
it's very provocative.
It's very provocative. So imagine trying to remain your faith in this when you're in a world that's not popular. So Yellow, just answer your question. That's what it is. It's just, it's not attractive. It's not popular. But I do think now if you expose yourself, like how I'm big on exposure, like you do have people out there who is advocating in Christianity in a whole dope way. Even right now, I'm listening more to like not traditional gospel, even though I do love that for sure, but like more faith-based, like artists. Like I got this artist I love. His name is KB. He said this line. It was so dope. He said, "You got to believe this. I needed Jesus. It's Friday, but Sunday's on the way. Say bye to Felicia."
I like that.
Shout out to KB.
Ain't that dope? That's dope. So
That's dope.
so there's ways, even on social media, there's people who's making like how it says in the word, God says, I'm doing a new thing. If you have an old mindset, you're not going to adapt to the new things. So that's when older people say, like, how are we going to get new people in? How are we going to get the youth in church? Because you're stuck in your old ways. Like, only the people who is around our age, more like millennials, and we can communicate with them in a different way that y'all can't. So it's going to be different. So that's I rock with like the Christian artists. I rock with like the content creation on Instagram and Facebook, because they're doing it in a way how most people in the pulpit can't do. Like I say, like everybody, if you're a believer, you're a minister. You may not be an ordained minister, but you're ministering to people.
For sure.
So that's how I look at it, for sure.
Solid, man. Solid. So hey, it's holiday season, man. It's holiday season, man. What you got going on for Thanksgiving, man?
I mean, shoot.
You coming through?
Hey, let me know. I'm there.
Man, I ain't got nothing going
and look,
on.
He like, we got not enough food. Me and the wife. I'm scared.
Sure.
We going to somebody else's house.
For sure.
So.
I know we.
Oh, so y'all house hopping? That's what it is. Y'all house hopping.
Yeah, we going to the Stales, man. Pastor Stales.
We got to invite it out.
Yeah, so
that's
solid,
solid,
that's
man.
what.
What you and the family usually do around the holidays?
This is my first time when me and her are actually doing something like together.
Oh, okay.
So, for the first, we got to cook our own food first. So have our own meal at first. So
Guess you could.
Huh?
Guess you could.
You see, I'm gaining weight.
Hey,
you been in the gym too. I thought it was that too.
I mean, it's both. It's both. Like I said, but she's a phenomenal cook. Like,
that's solid.
I remember
that's a skill. That's a trait. That's necessary. That is a necessary skill.
And I'll say that's like another thing. Like, that's why I say, like, with the older woman, I know I kind of needed that because it's a lost skill to cook.
Hey, say that one more time, man. Say that one more time.
I say, like, cooking is
boom.
Cooking is a lost skill. Oh man,
hold on, ladies and gentlemen.
Found
and gentlemen.
Oh
freedom
man,
speaking.
I ain't got nan facial hair in this photo.
I've been sitting here scrolling for the last 10 minutes I had to go on your page to find it.
Word?
Yeah, I had to go on your page.
Ladies and gentlemen, Laylo the Most has found this nostalgic picture
gosh, man.
of us. I look like Schoolboy Q.
Hey man, we look like Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Man,
you got it. I got this picture on my page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That picture from like 2010.
Yeah, I was a real Jesus humper at this time too, bro. You see, I got my cross on my chest.
Yeah, man. Hey, that was the style. We had rosary pieces.
Had the rosary pieces, bro.
Man,
like made Jesus fly. Get a diamond Jesus piece.
Man, I look like a backup R&B singer, man.
But that's a unison though. That's that's a brotherhood right there. Like, hey man, when it's crunch time, we always we can and have leaned and reached out to each other. So man, I got a question for you, man. When it comes to dating and you taking your relationship serious, man, what are some things that you are working on to present your best self to your spouse?
Beautiful question.
Honestly, the best thing I'm doing right now is the first thing I said, definitely, because I know myself, to not get entangled. Because I know me, I'm a flirt. Like I love women, so I know that could be my downfall. So the first thing is to make sure my focus is what we're building. Because I said, like, with her, like, she's like, let's say, even though she's Christian, like she cutthroat.
You're still spicy. Spicy.
She will cuss me out. No, I'm kidding. But baby, listen to this. I love you. But but honestly, it's all about what we're building. Like, we always get together. Hey, what are our goals? What are we trying to do? We're trying to do this year, next year. So it's always about making sure I'm available to hear her. And also realizing that she's a prize, that she's a gem. Like, also, I would say this, like, this. So I made myself, like, do you know how many heartbreaks I went through to get to you?
Yeah.
And like, I realized if I even think about doing something that's like in infidelity or anything like that, would it be worth me losing her?
Hell
that's
no.
a big thing, man.
Yeah. And I'll say this, man, because you mentioned prize, I want to ask this question and I want to follow up something because this is it's a topic sometimes in social media these days. Who's the prize in your relationship?
That's a really good question.
No,
man.
that's a really great question. The prize, I think really because I know myself, it's really her because what.
Great answer already.
It's her because I know my downfalls and my flaws and what it takes to deal with me. And also I'll say this, the area that I'm in as a profession, like being a minister and an actor, like for example, being in a play, that takes, it's not like a movie, like rehearsals. Like you always say this with film, you can do so many takes and we can edit that. Acting on stage, that's a one take thing.
Yeah.
Gotta rehearse. Like I'm at church maybe 3 days out the week, and on Sundays I'm there like from 3 to almost 9 o'clock on Sunday.
Yeah.
And I work a job as well. That's not easy for someone to really
for sure
accept.
It's a big part of the job, man. But the reason why I asked that question is because I'm gonna start by saying I hate that question for one.
Yeah, for sure.
And the reason why is because I'll say the same thing. My wife is the prize to me.
Yeah.
But guess what? I'm the prize to her.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a battle between who, because like I remember telling the young lady this one time, I know I'm the prize in the relationship. Okay, well, if you're the prize, what do you get?
Sure.
Hey, that's a really dope
It's
question
dope.
to a question.
Yeah, you don't get a prize if you are the prize. So it's a ridiculous thing. However, it's important to say,
sure.
if you're the prize, what do you receive?
For sure.
I get it, you the shit to your person,
Yeah.
but what are you getting from
Sure. Yeah.
your relationship?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
That's all I wanted to ask.
No,
that
for sure.
question,
And I think for us, the biggest thing is peace. Like
Yeah,
I said,
oh my
like previously, both of us was in very toxic relationships before we met each other.
Yeah.
She was with somebody who she was with for like years. They had their issues. I was with somebody who I wasn't really my best self with. Like I said, I was dealing with the depression. You know, I drank a lot, thought about suicide. Like it was so many things I was dealing with. Like, but then I'm seeing how it was with her, and it's like sometimes where you think about like, this is so good, something's gonna happen. But because, like I say, in dating, I was the prize, and because I was spiritual in the church, they saw themselves as inferior and me superior. Like, I'm not ready to be with a guy like you because I got to get myself together. When that's really not how it is. Now with her, like I said, she was ready to walk with me. Like, she's the one who, she gets me more aligned in my purpose sometimes more than how I do. Because she's like, hey, like, she's the one who helps me, like, to dress better. To like, hey,
Yeah.
like, hey,
You
like,
look
hey,
nice, man.
Yeah, you do, man. You look nice. You
I'm
smell
think-
good too, y'all. You smell pretty good.
And I'm think like I'm like I said, like, you know, around with her, like, she's definitely helping me to. I feel like if I could put it into words, I feel like this 2025 will be my coming of age year because
I like that.
because I'm with someone who sees a vision. That's why the Bible says like your wife is your helpmate.
Yeah.
Because she's gonna see things that you cannot see.
That's right.
For sure.
So it's like with her, she's seeing things like, for example, like I'm the youth director at my church. So for me, I'm thinking I just want to come in just what I want to wear. Like, I'm gonna wear my jeans, I'm gonna wear my hoodie, and like dope. She's like Rodney, no, you are a minister at your church. They need a role model to see like you're gonna show up on time, you're gonna dress good, and they need to see another level of what they could be.
That's wonderful.
I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
I'm like, get out my business.
It's youth church, baby. It's youth church.
It's youth
She like,
church, man.
Like, we
like,
chilling.
hey,
It's
nigga, you
easy.
take-
I can smell like weed at school.
I can smell like
The pastor said.
the bathroom. But
You
yeah,
heard what Mr.
taking
Molly
pride
said.
in your
appearance.
in your parents, taking pride in your role. I think that's a lost art as well.
It's dope.
Whatever role that you have, make sure that you're fulfilling it as much as you can.
It's
You
dope.
know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
like she's giving me a line. It's dope. It's
Hey,
dope.
I think you being a married man, and I just get to hear it and sit back. Like, I understand how necessary a partner is, a dope mate. You know, having a dope mate.
I like
You know what I'm
that.
saying?
I like that. It's dope.
That this person really does compliment you, man. This person really
that's
does.
very important.
Like you said, they put up with your shit. You know what you coming in this thing with. You know, you still getting to learn each other. And I say this to wifey every time, and I catch me in them places where I want to be extremely intellectual with her. I want to ask those piercing questions to get to know who she is before I met her. You know what I'm saying? Or things that we've talked about of her growing and her development, or even myself. And hey, I can tell you, we both at the time didn't value ourselves or didn't have, a certain level of respect for ourselves. And it showed through some of our actions and how we allow people to treat us. So it would be a question like, when did you start valuing yourself? When did you? When was the cutoff date of like, no more of this, and we start that? But that's a unpacked kind of question, man. That's a Saturday morning, the kids ain't got up yet. We just chilling, laying around, and we just vibing, like no work, no nothing. But we didn't. The tone is set to just be like, hey man, this is a level of intimacy. I want to talk to you. I want to let you know. I don't want to jump into the task of the day. It's already promised to me, right? It's already promised to me. I don't want to have to get up and go deal right with the kids. I don't want to have to get up and go deal right with work. I feel like being a fucking husband.
Yeah.
And my approach is normally assertive like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's cussing, sometimes not. But it's still like it's still romanticized. Like, hey, I still want to be a husband to you. I want to just lay here, scratch your head. We talk. Like today we had one of them moments, like a real dope reflective moment of Christmas coming up for the kids. I'm almost probably done Christmas shopping.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, they only get one thing. The Lord said, you was already blessed in abundance before now.
Yeah.
So goddamn,
I'm gonna get my kids an apple and an orange.
Not apple and orange.
And a can, maybe a pear.
You gonna get them a goat too?
No, it's too much.
You sound like you going to Whole Foods after this. That's what it sounds like.
Put tissue paper in there. But I am gonna do that. I'm giving it away. Never mind.
I mean,
I'm not gonna say.
Are they gonna hear this though?
My folks listen.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and put it out. Well, I'm gonna just say this. I remember when I was younger asking my grandmother, "Grandma, when you was younger, we talking about one grandmother being born in 1930, the other being born in 1927.
Yeah.
Grandma, what you used to get for Christmas? Oh, well, we used to get a apple or orange and stuff like that. And we talking Alabama. We talking farm.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it would be like an apple and orange. See, now, the kids want the goddamn Oculus and the iPad and the Apple this. That's a different kind of apple.
Yeah, that's a different
That's different. Yeah. Apple. So, but, to reflect and be grateful. So along with the Samsung watch and the video game and the $100 PlayStation gift card. Here, open this little white box with the tissue paper hanging out. And it's an apple and an orange and maybe a candy cane. And for you to kind of however, reflect real quick, because we ain't always had it this way. It could be gone tomorrow.
It can be gone.
You know what I'm saying? And something like this is all we got. And it's important to reflect, man. My grandmother, and I'm blessed because I still have one. Every Christmas, she'd get them, she'd have my uncle get the holiday envelopes from U.S. Bank. That was her bank to the U.S. Nigga, she stood by with the little hole for the face of the bill. It probably wouldn't work today because the face somewhere else. Nigga. Yeah. But she would give everybody in the family a $5 bill in that envelope. And from grandma to in her handwriting, you know what I'm saying? We talking about a third grade education, you know what I mean? And I still have one. I was going through my stuff one day, and I'm talking about crispy $5, brand new, to the point where them joints would be sticking together. My uncle go get, you had to like peel them bitches apart, fresh off the presses. Yeah. But I still got one left. And man, I'm holding that thing forever. It's an altar in my house for my grandmother, and I got it sitting up on there. I got a candy dish. I went to the Goodwill, man, got a candy dish.
Shout out to the Goodwills. I grew up in there.
Yeah, I put some salt peppermints in there, some of them nasty caramel candies that nobody want. Put it in there, and the dish is sitting there. I don't eat that candy. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
That's the altar with a picture of her and, my diploma. That's
your shrine you got?
For sure.
Shrine. That's good.
But listen, I'm going off my shit, man. Back to relationships real quick. So, and it's a question for both of you. What do y'all think is more important, if it is one more important than the other? Understanding or respect? Let me
Well, Rodney, you want to go into that first, or
understanding or respect?
Let me kind of give you what I mean here. So, like, I remember my wife and I having some intense fellowship, you know, and I remember telling my wife, she's upset with me, and she's like, I just don't understand. And I'm like, baby, whoa. I don't need you to understand me. I don't need that. I just need you to respect my way. So with that, y'all got my answer. You know what I mean? We're not going to.
That's a great example.
Yeah, we're not going to understand each other. And I can go into detail off the air about what the disagreement was about, but we're not going to understand each other all the time. We're not going to understand your little pet peeves and the reason why you want to make sure your cup is that way. When you put the lid on, make sure the handle is this way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grab it like this anyway, even though it's a handle, you know. But sometimes we got different things that we don't have to understand about each other. However, just respect them. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
So when you put it into that space, I think most men are big on respect. Most men are big on respect more than, like you said, understanding. I don't need you to understand why you doing this, but trust me, if you don't do it, you gonna understand why you understand. Like, shit gonna be self-explanatory. You know what I'm saying? I need you to follow order. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that and can place it like in a vague text of you trying to communicate with the children. You're trying to communicate with your team. You're trying to communicate with your ministry. They don't need to understand they don't need to understand the message. They need to respect it. Hey, clean up. Why?
Yeah.
Cleanliness is the next to godliness, nigga, and you want some saint and shit, because this is stank.
And one day, you know how many things that we hear when we children, and then we grow older, and we like, I see why my mom was tripping.
It'll click.
Because now I got my own place, I ain't cleaned up, and ants to move the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Or I can't keep some woman over here because I ain't clean.
Yeah,
you know
for sure.
But just giving that in the vague of like, hey man, these teachings are universal.
For sure.
You can place them a little bit of everywhere, man. So when it comes to zeroing in, just say on marriage for a second, man, that's my serious relationship. I love my baby. So having that conversation where, I want her to respect what I'm saying, but I do want her to understand the importance. Okay, understand the importance
That's good.
of what I'm trying to convey. So we was at the crib the other day. I'm in the man cave, Lounge 87. That's another broadcasting place for the podcast, Permission to Speak.
We got to hit that more, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
we got to come through, baby.
I seen it. I said that look nice over there.
It's fly. It's jiggy in that bitch.
I know one of your Christmas gifts.
Who told you?
I ain't gonna tell you. That's dope.
Oh, I love my baby when she can't hold water with a cup sometime, man.
When she told me, I ain't telling you.
But I know I got a gift coming now, more gifts. Gift giving is her thing. She likes to give.
That's dope.
You know
That's
what
dope.
I'm
That's dope.
But when we have our conversations with each other, man, I always preach to her of like, I have to be myself.
Yeah.
I have to be myself. I have to be me. And you have to be like what I would consider like my safe space. You have to be that for me. The world is loud. Okay? The world is loud. You are desirable. I am desirable. I choose to dedicate and submit to you as you choose and dedicate to submit to me.
It's a two-way street.
I don't want to feel deterred or neglected on anything that I am sacredly coming to you for. So being able to communicate like, hey, I'm longing for you, baby. I'm lusting after you. I want you. I want to be sensual with you. And it just ain't just, not just doing this to you.
Right.
Not just humping on you, but it's like that we gonna do that. But leading up to that, it shows what I am. It shows that I actually give a fuck. It shows you that I care. You know how many just old and style, you know, just nigga spit started coochies you didn't have to hit, nigga, just because you ain't foreplay. You ain't kiss and nibble and, you know what I'm saying? But I'm one of them before we even do anything. I like to do nothing at all with you.
Yeah. Right.
Like, I like to do like, we do so fucking much.
Yeah.
We are professionals in what we do. And I feel like sometimes your one of our things that we work on with each other is we are both so powerful that we'll forget that each other needs help.
Wow.
Because it's like, hey,
That's heavy.
Man, you spitting today.
That's
bruh,
heavy. That's
like,
heavy.
hey, she'll see me handling shit and I'm just smiling and she'll be like, you need anything? And I just default, nah.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I got it. I'm good.
Nah.
I'm solid, bro.
And I'm really like, I just need a hug. I just need a hug.
Hey, man.
Please put your titties on me. Put your girl, woman
man,
parts on me.
Let me tell y'all a story one day, man.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
y'all know, Jonathan Majors was in the situation he was in. Shout out to, apparently the lady dropping the charges or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out to that, man.
As she should. As she
Yeah.
should.
But at the
My pinky. Go ahead.
shout out to Jason Lee as well, the Hollywood Unlocked. It was an award show where Ayanna Van Zant presented him with his award. And she hugged him. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And she hugged him in such a way.
Yeah.
First of all,
She's already like a nurturing person already.
Oh, absolutely.
A woman's woman.
Yeah, I just got
like-
finished watching an interview with her, man. But I don't imagine her to be a tall woman, but Jonathan is absolutely a tall man, and she took his head and put his head right into that bosom.
In that book.
Right into
that bosom.
She took his head and placed it right there, and then she starts to do this motion of shedding. Excuse my language, shit off of
shit
him.
off of you.
Like, you good, it's off of you. It's gone. Man, and me watching that moment, I got emotional because I know we all could use a hug like that
Fucking
sometime,
for sure.
And so I remember saying to myself, man, I was going through so much, in the last couple of months, man, like I needed one of those Ayanna Van Zant hugs,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I didn't say this to anybody. Man, guess what my wife did when she got home?
What's up?
She gave me one of those Ayanna Van. Now, she didn't do the motion, but when she came in the house, and I always I'll take her bag and I'll take her coat and I'll put it in her office for her. But before she even let me walk, she's like, boo, hang on. And she just put her arms around my neck and just hugged me. Like, you was just like, hey, what's up, baby? But she took, 19 seconds to say, hey, stop real quick. Come here.
Yeah.
It's needed.
And
It's
just
needed.
gave me one of those. And I said to her, I'm like, babe, how did you know? She like, know what? I'm like, I needed one of those Ayanna Van Zant hugs. She's like, it's like I needed that.
Did you cry in the car?
Thank you. I cried right there. But get the car right
get the
there.
car.
It's
He
like,
said, I
yo,
cried
I
there for
need,
sure.
what
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that? Like, what made you
For sure.
in that moment? Just me thinking about that just that day. And you came in here and said, wait, hold up. We're not just about to, hey, what's up? Yeah, what you want for dinner? It's like, hold up, stop. Time out the day. Kids, shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
19 seconds. Let me hug this man real quick. That was a beautiful
I
moment.
call that because Nessa would do that sometimes, or she'll see me like I'm sad, I'm having a moment.
Yeah.
She'll do little things like hug me or bring me little gifts, little trinkets. She like a cat. They can bring you a dead mouse and be like, hey, I bought you a gift.
That mouse.
Dead
That's my
battery.
baby. You know what I'm saying? But she'll bring trinkets and stuff like that to me, or give me gifts, or just come in my space.
Yeah.
She'll just come and sit or we'll be talking. She's like, why are you so far away from me? And then come close to me. But I call
That
that.
used to mean something else now it's coming up.
Yeah.
Why you way over there?
Why you up? Bro, I got 2 kids. I can't get the ass. No. But I call that having an attention span for me.
Yeah.
Like, you have an attention span for me. Like, you're not rushing me so you can move on to the next task because I know you important.
Yeah.
I know you important. I know them kids need you. I know your girls need you. I know you need yourself. I know you trying to take care of the family and you trying to cook and you're getting things done. But being able to have that attention span, like, hey, baby, come here. Let me give you a hug, kiss, sit down, talk to you. Whatever it is for them couple moments to be like, this a break for me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because it's needed. I think, because as a man, we're always in our masculine, as what TT Jakes would say, the five P's. There's the protector, provider, the promoter, the prophet, and the priest and the pastor of your house. Like, you're really in a mode of provision. That's not an easy task for a man to do. Like how you said, to take on the world, and it's not easy. So when you, like how you said, you are intentionally, your partner knows you.
Yeah.
She will know, like for example, there's a difference between the lady who I have now and who I was before. I'm not gonna name any names because
Forget her.
Yeah. So I remember for Christmas recently, I got a record player. So shout out to my sisters for giving me a record player.
My sister supposed to owe me a record player. My twin sister, Crystal, give me a record player. You hear this show.
I mean, come on, Crystal, come on now. They ain't cheap. Go to Walmart. They got Bluetooth now. So
Target got
I
them
want a
like
record
120.
player.
Got the aux cord, the tape on the side. You can put CDs in there. The
That'll
record
go
on
dope
top.
as fucking the lounge, bro.
You know, hey, you know I got one. You know I got one.
So
I just
hold
dusted
your
it today.
place. Freedom Speakers. I know I post pictures of myself on social media, my lounge, where we record at as well. But Lalo got a whole motherfucking lounge too. He don't
shit,
never,
man.
and he built this bitch from scratch.
That's a fact.
Like he built
That's
it.
a
He
fact.
put the carpet in. He
That-
put
man,
the
that-
frame in. Then he put a whole door in there. He got an exit outside.
That shit look like a basement.
I know who I'm gonna call when
But the
I get my stuff
craftsmanship,
together.
okay?
Yeah.
The craftsmanship of like, hey, this man bought a house and then built the house in the house. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that shit.
But it's like, hey, this man got a spot too, and we'll go over there sometime. And you know how I be like, your spot become everybody's spot because
For
now
sure.
it's cold.
I love
and
that.
shit.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I'm
love
saying?
that.
Everybody. So, and you sought after. That's the way I had to look at it. Like, I want to be by myself out here. I want to do this. Like, but we love you. This is where you at.
Yeah.
So the kids, the dog, the wife is like,
Everybody in there, huh?
I guess I gotta be in there, but that's when you know you done made it feel like a home that they're inviting to be in
For
there,
sure.
bro, man.
For
So
sure. Nah,
his
man,
spot nice as fuck, man.
I got to promote my. I ain't got a name for you. Got Lounge 87. I don't have a
Lounge
name for
87,
mine.
man.
You know, we call it
87.
because technically for and hold your story with
I
the
got you.
record
No, for sure.
player.
Go ahead. I'm interested.
But for realtor language, it's called the family room. But I pull my man cave card. Like, get out! The game coming on with the man cave. Like
I'm
when
real
it's
though,
Saturday,
it's facts.
Sunday,
For sure.
It's facts.
Lathan be, Dad, can I play the game? Hey, son. Ohio State come on at 12 o'clock. I need you off this game 11:30 because I want to watch some of the pregame stuff.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I'll pull it up on my phone. I'll be fair. Son,
He said, "Be fair."
it's 11:49. You know what it is.
Save your
Buckeye
save
time.
your shit.
He says, "Buckeye."
Speaking
Save
of which,
your shit.
we got Scum this weekend.
That is
We'll
dope.
talk about that another time.
That's funny.
Go ahead with the
That's
record
funny.
player, bro. Appreciate that, Chief, man.
No doubt, no
All right,
doubt.
so it's like I remember like I said, my sisters they got me a record player, and so they got me two records too. So the records they got me, Michael Jackson Thriller,
Classic.
Michael Jackson Bad.
Even more classic.
Man.
So they got me that. So I remember my girlfriend at the time. Oh, I was interested at the time. She was like, Rodney, why you got that? Like you don't even like Michael Jackson.
What?
That's how I knew she didn't know me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause she said like you don't play that enough, or like Rodney, everybody like Michael Jackson, but I'm like, when I told that rubbed me the wrong way so much. I'm like, you don't even know. I remember for 4th grade, we did like a project for like Black History Month. I did Michael Jackson. I danced to Michael Jackson. You Rock My World for Halloween. I was Michael Jackson for 3 years in a row with the hat and the glove. What else? Remember when he died? Like I cried. Like I watched the Michael Jackson 5 movie like 3-4 times when he died.
Yeah.
So the fact that she didn't really
You
know.
don't even like Mike.
When she said that low, I'm like,
Yeah.
you don't like Mike. I'm like,
Excuse me?
that's when I knew. But then on the flip side, with the person who I'm with now, I can tell she definitely cares. So what was going on this, I overthink at times. So
Yeah.
it was the first time in this 3rd quarter of the year I started experiencing anxiety attacks.
Gotcha.
Never had that ever in my life, ever. I'm thinking I'm having too much caffeine and whatnot. So I'm at work one day. I'm just thinking, do my usual, doing my marketing for the thing, talking about what movies I'm going to write for 2025, what Instagram posts I'm going to do. Like I'm all over the place. So I know like my chest getting tight, and like I feel like someone's like choking my throat. I'm like, what's going on? This don't feel right. So like, mind you, I was a big caffeine drinker. I was big on Red Bulls, coffee to get me through the day. Like, I work at a desk. I work in customer service, so I'm like constantly on the go. Then I feel my chest. I'm like, this don't feel right. So I go outside. The first person I call is her. I said, baby, something's over my chest. I think I'm about to have a heart attack. She said, Ryan, what was you doing? Well, I was having these thoughts. I was doing this, that. She's like, Rodney, tell your boss you're going home. Go into my cabinet, get the Xanax, walk the dogs, take a shower, and lay down. I did exactly what she said, and all that was gone.
Yeah,
so looking into the fact that she knew what to do in that moment,
that's
that showed
powerful, man.
It showed what she cared, and the fact that, like I said, she motivates my purpose. So
you need that.
I need it. Like I said, like God will know who. Like I said, say if I had a panic attack with old girl, what's gonna happen?
World star.
She wouldn't even answer the phone.
Man, Rodney, you tripping?
Yeah.
And like next thing you know, man up, boss. Well, her favorite word was boss up. That was her favorite word.
Yeah.
Rodney, it was either Rodney boss up, you're a gaslighter, or you're a narcissist.
Yo, so people learn these terms and they don't know how to shut up about them. Narcissist has been one of the most used words, and half these. I'm gonna have my auntie listen to this episode. I love this. But half of these MFs
Jezebels
don't even know what the word narcissist means. Doesn't even fully understand what gaslighting means. But they continue. That's irritating.
I heard that so many times that in that relationship a lot.
Those are freedom speakers. If we can do one thing this year, I would love to get rid of the term narcissist.
Just leave that in 2024. Okay. And you can't get rid of the term, but at least
minimize
it's abused. The term is abused.
It's abused for sure.
So narcissist is abused. Gaslighting, as you mentioned, is abused. Crash out. Crash out to me is just, that's the word that everybody picked up after demure. Like now you can't say a sentence without crash. I'm about to crash out.
Funny thing, man, demure didn't last that long.
It didn't last that
Funny
long.
thing, though, I was watching Mulan with my girls, and that's one of the first words that she said in the movie Mulan. The first one.
Oh, the cartoon one?
Yeah, the first one.
Wow, I didn't know that.
When she was writing on her arm, she said, be kind, demure.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, oh, shit. That was,
Never probably picked it up.
Yeah, never not until then. Like, oh, she said demure. This been a word since 2001.
Right. When she said it's okay, though. When she says it's okay, no. She fought with men in war, so she cool.
Yeah, she handling that.
She cool.
So I, as a person who I get to hear people speak, you know, a lot. People, I counsel people, so when I get to hear them speak, most times about like their spouse or relationships that they're in or people they're dealing with, those are like the basic things that they say. This person, they don't care, they're a gaslighter, they're narcissist, they're selfish, and they think about themselves, and it's like, there's always a yin and yang to everything. You sound like, and then when they'll expand or unpack, you might find those traits in somebody who is very driven. That's very passionate. It's like, but they find them at a place where they couldn't control this person. Okay, so I'll bring it into this as a man who has been found or heard like, hey, I am aggressive, and it's like I could be rough, but I don't mean to be rude. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. Yeah, myself. You know what I'm saying? I've learned that to be like, okay, let me try to like soften my bitches. Maybe like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe soften them. You know what I'm saying? But I understand that, but it led me down a rabbit hole one night of women who kind of, it seemed like women do a lot of the classifying of men. So
This is true.
it would be, it's the alpha male, then the beta male, then the sigma male, and it's, to me, I looked at it just listening on some rabbit hole, I'm scrolling, and I'm like, this bitch just, these are different styles of how niggas talk. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The aggressive nigga, he gonna keep him. I'm sitting there just dissecting what she's saying, but I'm sitting there like, which part do I identify with? I'm like, I identify with all of them.
Yeah, all three.
All of them.
And that's the hard part, yeah.
But I'm sitting there like, I don't think none of this shit matters.
Not at all.
Because I'm like, if somebody came in there coming to kick your ass, would you want him to be demure about it?
Right. Not at all.
Like, what results are you looking for? Okay, remember, you still want results, but you classifying this man on how his delivery is.
That's really what it is. It's really the delivery. Like,
It's his delivery. He more straight to the point.
Yeah.
He ain't cutting dry with you of, hey, I need you to do this. I ain't about to explain to you.
For sure.
Then you got the beta male or however they classify it. It's like, hey, depending on how I feel. Because I'm more aggressive. Say, for example, I'm more aggressive with my woman because that's me naturally. At the same time, that's what she may like. My man to get me together, keep me in line, let me know you in charge.
Yeah, for sure.
Compared to that other woman, you're gonna speak to me nicely. I have something to say. I can't say anything either. And it's like, we in the war, bitch. You want to die, not. Like,
Yeah.
I need you to understand how serious this shit is.
sure.
You know what I'm
When I
saying?
when I say duck.
Like Doug, let's go.
Look, now you
getting hit. Now you hit.
now you done got shot.
Yeah.
She did what I told you.
Well, you dead now, so now I gotta find me a new woman now.
No, yeah, is it your sister?
She was
Yeah,
nice.
for sure. For sure. I mean, like I said, I think like everybody's different. Like, you know, I think we're in an age where it's like, you know, a lot of people, like somebody, let's say like it was like in high school. If someone had these shoes, if you didn't have these type of shoes, you corny. That's how it's like when it comes to like dating. If you don't have no one who dating, I'm speaking from saying, hey, my man has to have 6 figures, have his own car, have his own house, entrepreneur, no kids. He got to have his own jet, and we got to go on trips every other month. That's like they have a checklist. Like I remember, like one of my favorite preachers, Pastor Michael Todd. He said he did a book, Relationship Goals, and he said like you rip up your list. We all, of course, you know, we all have an idea of how our ideal woman would be. Let me say this: for your ideal woman that you have, is it your wife or girlfriend? We always envision the Megan Good, Tyra Banks. Give me another woman.
Halle Berry.
We always envision how my woman got to be this, they got to be that. But then, like, no, is that what God presented to you?
That's
you
right.
Know?
Yeah.
God will, which I'll say this: God will give you what you want, not what you need.
Say that one more time for me.
God will give you what you want, but not what you need.
One more time. I think the people in the back put some soul into it though.
God will give you what you want, but not what you need. So it's like you may feel like you would want this type of person, but you know her character may be jacked up.
Yeah.
So you know you say you want this guy, but you know does he beat you? You know, like I said, like everybody wants to Stefan Herkel, but who nobody wants Urkel.
Yeah.
So,
hey, but at the end of the spiel, the nigga still was Jaleel.
He was still
still was Jaleel.
He was still
Bar,
Jaleel.
write that down.
Come on now.
It was
Come on
still was Jaleel. Nigga still was Jaleel.
Shout out to Jaleel.
But he was
White.
both of these people.
Come on now.
Both of these people, but Urkel was just who he regularly was on the show. But remember, in real life, the nigga still was Jaleel.
He was still cool.
Still was this. So I say this, man, it's very important to me as I'm learning in our relationship, and I identify with you on, you know, God will send you what you need, not what you want.
Exactly.
I had to recognize at a time like, hey man, my woman is what I want, but I also know we got to build that want. I got to be able to express those wants to you of. At a time, man, you know, we done been in places. We done been together 14 years. I done had some days where I felt lonely. But I felt by myself like, hey, man, I need some time from you, or I need us to be these titles to each other. Remember, we both are important. She is high in demand too, and her career, her family, the children, things of that nature. At a time, her ministry and things like that. So it's like, hey, I'm so powerful. I'm still maintaining things too, but I might even got work. I done got work done early. I'm sitting there twiddling my thumbs, or you know what I'm saying. I'm sitting there just waiting on her. And then when she comes, she tired, she exhausted, hot, sweaty. You like, hey, you sure about this?
Man, it is what I say, man. It gets to the point where it's like, I remember asking my wife, like, where am I on your list? You know, I know I'm on the list, but where am I? Am I somewhere in the middle? Am I at the bottom? I don't expect to be on top all the time. We got children. We got shit to do. You know what I mean? But where am I? And it's extremely important to love your partner on purpose.
For sure. Intentionally.
You and I talk about that. So even, let's say I don't necessarily feel like it, whatever it is. I don't feel like rubbing feet. However, you know what? Let me put my person first real quick. No, I don't feel like rubbing your feet, rubbing your back. However, this is what you need from me.
Sure.
I got you.
Right.
Because I love you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my list is down to 2. The kids taken care of, done my work for the day. I done mowed the lawn. I done cleaned the house. I done painted the house.
For sure.
Now, it's 2 things left on my list. Me and you. And you request something from me, you at the top. Between those 2 things, you on top right now.
Yeah, and I do want to touch on that for sure, as you are saying that. As me and my significant other, as we were dating, we did hook up. One of my friends who was a guy and one of her friends who was a girl, they hooked up, and then
But that's good to know.
they kind of didn't end up like being successful. But then like on her point of view, the friend, she was like, I just don't feel that euphoria feeling with him. Like I don't like I feel like I want to be in love with him every single day. Like I just don't desire that from him. So for my lady, what we saying, and what both me and her discuss behind closed doors, which is why I say it's important to be someone who's equally yoked with you, you know. And no, love is an action.
Yeah.
Many people, they misconstrue with love being a feeling.
Yeah.
So there, of course, it is a feeling for sure. But then, like, you know, like you can tell what you do for somebody based off of because you, not necessarily because you want to, but you have to. Like I said, what God did for Jesus, for God so loved the world, what did he do?
Gave his only
son.
For sure.
I'm giving you my son, my only one, but I'm giving it to y'all, even though you may not deserve it. Jesus died for what? Out of love. Like, because he knew what he was about to go through, but hey, I have to do it because that's out of love. So with that story, like, you know, me and my girlfriend, we agreed that, you know, like, you know, we're going to have ups, we're going to have downs, we're going to have moments when I can't stand you neither. But we both know, like, we want that grandma and granddad type of love, you know.
Oh man, for sure.
Hey man, when you said that, Mr. Brown popped in my mind, bro. Me and my cousin Fuddy, shout out to Fuddy, Quincy Burks. We had chopped it up a couple years ago, and that was one of the things that we said, just being like the men in our family that looked at, we want to live to that, to be grandfathers. You know what I'm saying? Want to drive an RV around the country, ashy knees, tacky outfit.
Ooh, come on, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I'm embarrassing the kids because I love the shit out their ass. The grandkids love me. Pop, kid. And I'm, but it's always a joyous time. And I know as a black man, a lot of times we mow down.
Yeah.
We don't get to make it. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, man.
It's sad. So the other night, KJ had asked, while we just chilling, he just kind of asked one of them deep inquisitive questions, you know, that was like, oh, this was chilly after that. But he had asked, he like, Dad, have you ever seen somebody die? And I'm like, wow. Yeah, man. I'm like, yeah. They'll take their last breath and close their eyes and never open them again.
Yeah.
And he like, oh, that's sad. You shouldn't have had to see that. And I'm like, yeah, man, but that happens, man. That happens. And after that, it had me think about it, and it was like, that shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen. But it does. And it's like, how did you, you know, it's one of them like, damn, you even poked me somewhere I ain't even thought about. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But it made me think of him a little bit more, hug on him a little bit more, keep him a little bit more close to me. Just knowing like, hey, bruh, my depression kicks in at times where my survivor's remorse, where I get to see like where I am in life or how I'm viewed. It's like, why me? Some of my closest friends growing up didn't even make it to grow up. Some of them got kids and they dead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They children would never have that relationship with them.
Facts, yeah.
But to be able to sit here and say, man, my son, we right here in the man cave talking, and he like, Dad, you ever seen somebody die? I'm like, yeah, it ain't cool. You know, but to even be able to have that expressive
it's different, yeah.
conversation with him and be like, hey, man, I got to still protect this guy.
You still do.
I got to still teach him. I got to still prepare him. And knowing like the world is not nice to black men.
Not at all.
It's not nice to men, and I want him to be expressive. That's where I pull a lot of my recharge from, of like, hey man, I gotta I'm nowhere near done because he ain't even started. He ain't even started. So how can I be like, I'm tapped out? Nah, man.
You gotta keep going.
I gotta keep going, man.
Yeah.
So having those conversations with him and him asking those things and bringing reality to him, because he's had to deal with death. He had to deal with death of his great grandmother passing, to deal with death of an uncle passing. Friends of his, family members are passing, things of that nature, and that's a real life thing to be able to communicate. Like, hey, yes, it happens, man. And even when I expressed to him teachings, like, hey, I won't always be here.
Kind of like the Lion King and Simba type of thing.
Yeah, like I won't always be here, and I can see the emotion in his face, like,
for sure,
nowhere near ready to be without me. And neither am I. It's why that's where I pull that from. Like, you not ready. You're not ready. Am I ready? I test it every day.
Right. I'm out here
though. I'm testing it every day. Can I handle what the day brings, man? So, but pulling that from him and having that with him, man, makes me tap into, man, fathers are needed, husbands are needed. That healthy male role model in the house is needed. That healthy role model in the streets is needed. The healthy role model for
And everybody's a role model because you never know who's looking up to you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You
That's
never
right.
know who is watching you. You be like, oh, I ain't no role model. Was like, but niggas stealing your swag though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas stealing your lingo or how you talk or how you move or how you do business or how you do that. So seeing that, it puts that like, hey man, I really do want the kids to see something beautiful.
For sure.
And I also want to be the most beautiful, attractive husband
For sure.
that I can be to my wife that bitches can't get. And that's the
Tell 'em,
tease.
G.
Like
that's the tease.
that's a whole different flex. I remember I was telling someone the other day, I said I can't wait to be just like that dad going to parents teacher conference. Like that's your dad. I thought that was your older brother. I'm like, nah, like shoot, you know, I've been in the gym. You know, I probably got a little gray in my beard for real.
We got the wisdom in the
I got the wisdom. I can't I cannot wait to get a little gray in my beard. I cannot wait. But that's really what it is for real. And I think that for sure, just speaking about the whole thing with you and KJ, like I think it'll be a whole different feel. Just I do this with my dad. Like I say, no, I'm still blessed to have my father to this day. You know, like him and my mom been together been married over 20 plus years, but they've known each other since like middle school.
Dang.
And to have like 6 kids all by the same mom and dad. Like for me, I've really grown closer with my dad.
You a fossil, bro.
Yeah,
That's
you
rare.
You rare.
I didn't, but honestly, like growing up, and I know we get off track, but this is important. I know how rare that was because it was normal to me.
Yeah.
Like it's not until I get into high school, and when one of my best friends, still to this day, one of my great best friends, I didn't know everybody didn't grow up with a mom and dad in the household.
Yeah.
I thought that was normal. Like I said, my friend, I'm not gonna name any names, but let's just say like he's the let me say this. He's a product of his dad is married to a whole another woman, but he cheated on her to be with his an ex who's his mom.
Gotcha,
So he's a product of that. So for me, like I didn't know how rare it was for people to not have a mom and dad in the house.
Yeah.
Everybody had that. So for me, and all by the same mom and dad too.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
people like what? Ain't no kids on the side, ain't no brothers over here. So like,
They did it to each other more than once. Like,
Yeah. So they got into an argument and didn't break up?
yeah, for
They're
sure,
still,
man.
still here. Like I said, yeah. Like I said, they've known each other since they was, like I said, like elementary, middle school. Mom had me at 17. They got married in 2005. She was pregnant with my brother, who's now about to be 20 in January. So they just now had my very last sister, the youngest, my first year in college.
Oh,
Damn.
they still active. I mean, say that about your parents.
I mean, imagine how I felt, but yeah, it's a blessing. But like I said, like I think the best feeling, I started growing up, I didn't know why my father did what he did or what he did. Like for me, like cool, he's there. But I really gained more closeness when I started going to the bar and drinking with him.
Yeah.
It's a whole different feel. Like for more, of course, he's still my dad, but now I see my dad as a person.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be like a whole different feel. Like when your kid gets older, we all have y'all first drink or first cigar, whatever. And
Next
like
year, 13.
13 for real?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
boys about to be 13.
Yeah, they gonna be
That's that
13.
first. Now we ain't about to be drinking, but that first drink.
Is-
I mean, bro, mitzvah. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like,
Yeah, I'm there.
13.
I'm there for sure.
You
We
ain't with it, chief.
we gonna get some sparkling cider.
Nah, it's
In
gonna
some
be some
cultures, he can be considered a man already.
It's gonna
by
be a
13.
little.
0.2.
Yeah, 0% wine. Like you drinking wine, but this is like negative 1%.
The
for
point
sure, yeah.
is, and it may not work, but it's just enough for you not to want to do this. That's really the point. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that.
Not for
You
you
know
though.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, that needs some Four Loko.
So maybe,
Oh, man, that for
hopefully
local,
you don't
man.
try it again until you 22,
Sure.
23,
I feel you.
25. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I had my first drink with my dad when I was 13. Not me, but that's with my kids and the girls too.
Yeah,
You know.
like I say, it's a dope feeling. Like I feel like I said, like I didn't see my dad just only as a dad, but as a person.
Yeah.
Like him admitting his flaws, what he wants to do in life. Like, hey, what I do to provide on y'all. Like, hey, I'm proud of you. I see what you've been doing, and like, you know, when it comes to your films and your acting, you know, your grandma, I'm pretty sure she'll be proud of you for what you've done. So just seeing that's a dope feeling, you know.
Being able to live long enough to understand.
Yeah, because I remember it was a point in time like when my younger siblings they didn't understand why my dad did what he did. Like, you know, what we're all human. We're gonna flaws, we're gonna fall short of something. But when I was in that space of getting to like have like a man on man talk, I'm like,
Yeah.
I like, hey guys, give dad some compassion.
Yeah, give him some grace,
Yeah,
man.
give him some grace. So now the fact that the two below me, my two sisters, now they're above 21. One is 27, I believe, and one is going to be 24, I want to say. They've all been to the bar with my dad, and now they got a different viewpoint of dad now.
For sure.
Yeah,
That's important, man.
It's important because at first they didn't understand, but I'm like, it's a lot as a man that you got to go through. Not to mention, like I said, to be a man of six kids.
Whew. Yeah.
Shout to my mom for real. She held everything down as well.
Champ, man.
Yeah, so I said, it takes that partnership.
That's an inspiration type of love that I would want.
I definitely want that.
Want
Right.
that, man. That I would love to see how my children view us.
For sure.
How they view our style of parenting. And sometimes the kids will jab you and you ain't even know, and they hurt your ass. So the other day, KJ had said to Nessa, and I was like, I think she had was getting on him. And she was like, you want me to get your dad to get on you? He was like, yeah, because he gets on me less than you. And I'm sitting there like, I thought I got on you more. You know what I'm saying?
Better turn the heat up on you.
But it was like, hey, I'm getting on you just enough. Or I'm thinking I'm getting on you a lot. I am thinking I'm getting on you a lot. But you getting the dose of another parent too of like, hey, I may be getting on him harder. With she getting on him more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm having those man conversations with him like, hey man, you gotta do this, you gotta do that.
Sure.
Come outside with me, dude. We about to do this. We about to do that. And cutting grass or playing sports, that's just kind of like that's the reason. That's the reason we here, but that's not why we here.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
man.
it's more to it. It's more to it. For sure.
So as I expressed to him, like, do you think the movie Rocky was really about boxing?
Oh, no.
Was the movie Rocky really about boxing?
Real talk.
No, it's a love story. The nigga just fought. Fighting was just the fighting was just the formality of, or the metaphor of like you gonna always have challenges. You're gonna always have this. You can't be afraid to take on things. You know what I'm saying? Dope movie written. Dope movie written, man.
Dope,
and
for
they didn't carry the franchise. Shout out to Michael B.
Michael
You know
B.
what I'm saying?
Let's go.
But is giving him that of like even taking it to church for a second. I'm like, hey man, the David and Goliath. I'm like, do you really, really, really think that this little man could beat this big man? I'm like, do you think that's like, do you see big people? Explaining to him, do you see big people walking around like that? He's like, well, there's Shaq, there's, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I forgot he's 12.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, so.
But I'm like, okay, the metaphor in that story of David and Goliath, at least the way I interpret it,
Come on.
it don't matter the size of your problems, my nigga.
Right.
Exactly.
You take them on. You take them on head on.
That's
sure.
right.
Okay?
Faith over fear.
Right.
My
exactly.
nigga. But I pulled from that passion of like, man, you dig inside, you dig deep.
For sure.
You will find a person within you that you never thought that you were.
That's right.
You would never would have, and then once you expand to that, nigga, you can never go back.
You can't go. Hey,
You can't.
yo,
never go back.
You
can never go back.
can't.
I like to. So you mentioning just having to get on KJ like me and Lo. We had a spat just yesterday, and like you said, your mother may get on you more. I get on you less. It's maybe once every couple months. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when I'm on you, I'm on you.
It's real. Like, it's
I'm
it's
on
real.
you. And
When your dad is
like,
on you, it's real.
Yeah, like all right, when Daddy turned the grill on, it's cooking, and I'm gonna hit you with some bark because I'm trying to pull something out of you that I know that's in there.
It's in there.
Because you came from me, and I know I got it. I know you got it. It just gotta be pulled out. You gotta give a fuck. Sorry, Auntie, I want you to listen to this. But you got I know it's in there, man. And like you was talking about those parenting styles, like I would love to hear our children one day having a conversation talking about us.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I'm saying? And reflecting back and it's like, yeah, my dad, man, he was this, but he was also that. You know what I mean? Like you understanding your father more.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. Like that's something that I yearn for.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's something that I've shared before on the show. Like my children don't have grandfathers. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like there's not someone there on a day that like, hey, granddad, what's up? You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a grandfather. He passed away before I was born.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for that reason, like I can't wait to be a granddaddy, which is why I got to make. Hey, I'm taking care of my health,
And that's a whole other thing as well. Being a granddad too. It's one thing about dad, but being a granddad
for sure, for sure.
Yeah,
so that's something like when you mentioned going to the bar with your pops. Like I also want to be called pops. Like,
Pops.
but,
I want to be called Paw.
yeah, that's solid. That's solid. They call my my Uncle James' grandkids, my cousins call him Pawpaw.
Okay.
Okay, for sure. Bet.
But that's something that I yearn for, man. So even with my father, who's always been absent, like I met my father once on my 15th birthday. September 13th, 2007.
Yeah.
2006. Met him, talked, took me home. Never saw this nigga again.
So one time.
One time.
Oh wow.
One time for like 40 minutes. That was exchange numbers. Nigga never answered the phone. You know what I'm saying? Can't explain it. And so, like, I'd be lying if I said, man, that shit don't bother me no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, it may not bother me today. Oh, but it bothered me 3 months ago. You know what I'm saying? When I'm trying to find something in me as a father to now a 12-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To where it's like, yo, okay, I'm doing this shit for the first time. I'm a father to a 12-year-old boy for the first time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I need some guidance. And sometimes, you got role models for us. And we got uncles. We got the OG in the neighborhood. We got people we could talk to. But you fathers are important.
Yeah.
Fathers are important. I need that. I need that. And I don't need nobody to like hold my hand through life now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my mother told me when my first son was born that, she called my father to let him know that, hey, just wanted to let you know you got a grandson. Just wanted to let you know. Congratulations. Bruh never reached out no nothing. You know what I'm saying? None of my kids, my boys are at the age now where they start to ask questions. Hey, Dad, who's your dad?
Yeah.
Them be the ones.
Yeah,
man.
and it's kind of like
that's crazy though.
just not there.
I remember
and I want that.
Go ahead, man. I'm my fault.
No, but I'm saying like I want that. Like I want to. I don't need no money from you. I don't need no. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, come through.
Like just be there.
Yeah, come watch the Browns
Just be
game with
there.
me. Come watch the game with us. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
The kids ain't even gotta know like who you is for real till later.
My friend.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
sure.
your neighbor.
Yeah.
You live around the corner.
We drink beer.
We'll talk later. I'm like, hey, you look just like the neighbor, Dad. But like I do, I at 33 years old, man, I still want my dad. Something I never had. I want something that I never had, even at 33, bruh. And maybe he'll hear this one day, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it. We ain't gotta talk. I don't need no explanation. From the day that we reconnect, we can start right here, nigga. June 19th, 2028. We can start from our here and say, hey, and we can start with let's watch the Cavs game.
Yeah.
Who you think gonna win? You want this parlay?
Yeah.
Start from there.
No, for real though.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what it is, yeah.
Have a relationship with your grandkids. My kids need grandfathers. Man. My kids ain't calling nobody granddad.
Yeah, man. We sit in the same boat with both of our boys. Recently found information out about my father, my sister, my oldest sister, my mother was able to look up information on my father online.
Okay.
I've always, as a youth, yearned for that relationship, asked for it. But as I've grown up and lived long enough to see certain things come full circle, I understand. Like, hey man, pops probably wasn't fully moms. You know what I'm saying? They was whatever they was doing, and I became the byproduct of it. So growing up without having that father relationship there, and not having the best relationship with my mother, it really made me feel by myself. It made me like look for my father, especially when I'm needing guidance and everything. And I had great role models, my uncles, and great guys that my mom may have dated, but they didn't belong to me.
Yeah.
They weren't mine. They weren't my father. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel no connection. Like with my uncles, of course, because we biologically, and even with my uncle who wasn't my biological uncle, nigga, that shit didn't make us no closer.
That's right.
It didn't.
That's right.
It didn't matter. All right? That nigga took us all under his wing.
That's right.
So, being able to see that man
but still carving my own self out.
For sure.
Was like, hey man, I know how important that really is. So not having my father, and I'll never meet him. He passed away in 2013. But I gained his information from other siblings. So I sit with that of like, hey man, one, I hope I'm making him proud, that side of the family proud, things of that nature. But it's like, hey man, that shit was denied to me. You know what I'm saying? It was denied to me. It wasn't like I didn't deserve it or I didn't want it or like I could have really fucking benefited.
Yeah.
I really could have benefited. But it makes me even more of like, hey, the relationship between a father and his son is really sacred. It's really sacred.
For sure.
You, as I tell KJ, man, your mother and I came together to make you, and we gave you the best parts of us.
Yeah.
You are the best parts of us. I'm like, you are the next to come. I'm like, you don't have to be like that. You don't have to be rough, but I'm like, but you gotta be tough. You gotta be that way, man. But just
you got to.
Me cherishing that relationship more because I never want to deny my children something because I'm embarrassed, or I never want to deny my children an experience that they overall need because I'm mentally stuck in a juvenile place. I'm 60 years old with the mindset of a 29-year-old, and you can tell on how I dress and how I talk and communicate and where I hang out at. It's like, nigga, you 60 at the bar? You at the honeydew? Nigga, you at motherfucker. Nigga, you better be, where you ain't been a grandparent? Why you been a granddad? Why you ain't got an RV, nigga? Why you ain't got a van?
Right, doing that for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But I want to live long enough to be that. And I want to be able to teach my children because that's really all I got. I got my wife too, and you know she helped me do that. But I also know like we're here together, but we are here alone.
For sure,
you're here alone. So it's all of ours, man. But me expressing that to him and me really caring about my kids and caring about how they got here, caring about the person who I had children with. And Vanessa, a phenomenal fucking mother, man. She stepped in heavily on the care for the kids sometimes, and I be feeling jealous. I'm like, I need my nose white too, motherfucker.
Like, hey, hey, baby, I'm here too, okay?
Yeah, but you ain't. I want to be laid in your bosom. Want to climb all on you and watch TV and shit.
I'll pray for them.
Right. Simple things,
man. Yo, but like I said, she's still important, so I have to wait my turn sometime. But I'll nudge like, hey, don't forget about me. Yeah, right. What's the line that we say?
Forget about me.
Yeah. It's a line we say was like, hey man, don't ever feel like I'm okay. Don't ever feel like I'm okay. Don't ever feel like I'm okay. I'm like, most men, we gotta put a mask on to get the results that we need.
Yeah.
All right. I need to put that mask on to go to work and say, hey, I gotta deal with this. I gotta handle that. I gotta have all the answers. That's the position I'm in. Do I got all the answers? To some degree, for what this problem is, yes, I might have some solutions we can try. You know what I'm saying? But to be sought after is like, oh my motherfucking God. When you go home, you got to put that mask on for the children, for the wife. Sometimes you got to even put a mask on for yourself to be happy. And and this was bringing it full circle to a conversation, something I said earlier. Me and Nessa was having a heart to heart, and I'm just reflecting on the growth from my childhood to now. And it led to me like, hey, I purposely every day as a trauma response, I purposely get up and make myself happy. Because as a kid, it was like that shit was trying to be knocked out of me. It was trying to be knocked the fuck out of me of how I naturally was. I'm just energetic, I'm exciting, and ingenuitive. I'm not genuine. I look at things in an ingenuity. That's a fucked up way to say it. But
I'm with you, man.
Yeah.
But I look at things fascinating, I'll say. I look at things of how I love to discover. I love to explore. I love to be curious. I feel like that's I heard Steve Jobs say that, like, man, you got to be childlike to explore, because when you a grown up, you kind of like, no, that ain't that.
Oh yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's so much fucking more.
So much more for real.
So much more. But I practice purposely making myself happy. No one else can do that for me.
That's right.
No, that's
and I
true.
can't put on my wife, you ain't give me no head, that's why I'm sad. You know, it might favor into it some days.
Right,
like, you think I'm stressed?
It may help some days.
But it's like, I can't put that on her plate and make her carry that.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So me saying, okay, I got to get my me time in. I got to get I gotta handle my mental war, and I get up in the mornings, and that's when I find the time I make it. We all got the same 24.
That's true.
So it's like, hey, I'll get up between this time and that time, and I meditate, I pray, I get to writing. You know what I'm saying? I write my notes. I order my steps.
No, for real though.
I order my steps daily though. How am I going to interact with people? When I see my son, what's the first thing I'm gonna say to him? When I see my wife, what's the first thing I'm gonna say to him? When my brothers call or I reach out to this person, how will I greet them? How do I set the tone for that? You know what I'm saying? But that's a chieftain thing. That's hey man, if I am a leader, if this is a transference of energy, I can set the tone when it's ball in my court. Right. You can be on some bullshit and I can be, are you okay? And diffuse the situation. Like, are you okay? You come talk to me, man. Give me a hug and put you in my bosom. You know what I'm saying? What's up? But I don't have to racket that back and forth with you. Right. I don't have to go there. It's one of them like, you pulling me into your bullshit. I'm anointed motherfucker. Did you know?
Nah,
God. But I done already programmed myself like nobody gonna bring me down.
That's right.
For sure.
That's right.
Nobody gonna bring me down. Like I won't allow you to do that because you don't know where I just came from.
Right.
And a lot of people
don't know.
A lot of people don't recognize that. They feel like, what's what I want to say the other day? I said many people want to judge the flower, but they didn't see the seed that was planted. You didn't see when I was in the dirt. You didn't see when I didn't want to sprout out. I wanted to stay in the darkness, know what I mean?
For sure.
But now
I ain't had no water.
Ain't nothing sunlight
Water shit.
at all. But like then now that I'm flourishing and I'm grown, like you can't do nothing because I've already been through the darkness. I've been through the BS. I sprouted.
And it's not destined for me to go back there.
Yeah.
So a quote that we use sometimes too, and Chief and I say this to each other, especially on them discouraging days, I'd be like, man, do trees ever stop reaching for the sun?
That's powerful. I like that.
It's like, no, it's like, then nigga, we ain't stopping either.
Not at all.
We gonna keep on
stopping
going.
either. You can take a break, goddamn it. You know, remember trees shed leaves and shit too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They take breaks.
Right.
But it's like, hey, no, I can't put the thought in my mind, I am done. Am I tired? Yes. Nigga, I'm tired in a bit some days. Am I exhausted? Yes. Am I discouraged some days? Yes. This is the honesty of who I am. You can't give me an antidote for how I feel, but me just expressing, man, it's an antidote in that. And just being able to, in dialogue, and being able to, you hit the Sigmund Freud?
A little bit.
Sigmund Freud was supposed to be one of them people who was so smart they was crazy. But he believed in psychoanalysis of how you can heal people through communication, through dialogue. Remember, words is probably the most second powerful thing that people need every day, and we just overlook them.
It is.
Food is food for one, nourishment, and then I love you.
Yeah.
That's right.
You need that.
It's needed.
We communicate every day, man. If you being told, I don't give a fuck about you, you ugly, you is a mistake, you ain't shit, times physical abuse, would you care for that person after a while?
That's right.
Just looking at it in a vague standpoint, not placing titles, because then it gets confusing. Then it becomes a cycle game of that's your brother, that's your mother, that's this. Is like hate is hate, love is love, right is right, wrong is wrong. I'm not more loyal to my last name than what's right or wrong.
Ooh,
okay. Like me and Jesus don't say the same last name, but I follow what I follow what he say. That's God's son, right? So my brother told me, you gotta don't do that whole ass shit.
Right. Don't do it no more, man. Don't do it no more,
man.
For sure.
So it's one of those, man, of you'll be alienated because you have boundaries and you have things that you stand on, man.
And people don't like that for some reason. They don't like that when you stand for yourself. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah. It's a quote we said the other day, like, man, people will be mad that you happy, and that's sad.
Man,
Say it one more time for the people in the back, man.
There are folks out there that will be happy to see you sad. Okay? When you show up and you looking good and you happy, this person seems to want to bring you down.
Yeah.
Don't you let them do that to you.
Don't do it.
Don't you let your happiness make you sad because them niggas fucked up.
Not at all.
Let me play that back.
Yeah.
Your happiness
Remixed.
makes them sad
because they not happy with themselves.
That's right.
That's real.
All right?
It is for sure.
That's
They
right.
not you show them what it is to be dedicated to something, to give your all to something, to believe in something that's not there. Another word we can put on that list of leave it in 2024 is delusional. Okay, everybody
I
not
don't know,
delusional.
dude. I think we got to hang on to that one.
Okay,
Like,
this is my grip with it. The way it's armed is armed of delusion is next door to lie.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's right next door to lie.
It's
You
believing a
trying to
lie, even though you know it's not true.
You not true. So I would even some people be like, hey, you got to be so delusional. You see it. I'm like, we call those goals.
for sure.
We call them goals. Like I ain't delusional. I know what the fuck I gotta do. I ain't.
Yeah.
Right.
I know what I gotta do.
Yeah.
You delusional, lying to yourself that you happy and you not.
Right.
People will be sad. Like people will be mad that you're happy and that's sad.
Yeah.
So you cannot let people bring you down. You can't. It's a heavy thing, man. It's nobody else's responsibility to make you happy. And as a person who dedicates 2 to 3 hours a day to that, 2 to 3 hours a day, hey man, I just need my moment.
Yes.
I just need my moment.
No, it's boring.
Yeah, that's real.
I need it, man. And as I expressed to my woman, like, hey, we fight the day as men. Not to undermine women, but it's like, hey, I go out here and I fight the day. When I come home, I would love to take my armor off. Okay, I don't need you beating on me. I don't want you beating on me. Like
Please don't.
that's not love to me. I'll run away from you.
I was sitting in that dang driveway for a minute.
I go to the titty bar. They make you feel like they love you in there. Like they make
Drinking chicken wings.
Yeah, run up.
Yeah, you ever had some good wings at the titty bar? Titty in your face, you eat wings and some curly fries.
They run up in your pockets too.
You sound like you're speaking from
Shit.
I'm
experience.
gonna say that. He's
Man.
like, I've been there before.
I
But
had to get back on track. Like, oh damn!
he said I was in the negative at the ATM and
I
shit.
done messed up.
Hey,
the
Nick
church
looking at
money.
this bank statement right there in the club.
Dang, I done hold up. I
Man,
took
nobody put out a loan.
to go to the shit like, hey man,
out a
let me
loan real quick.
download one of these apps.
Hey, bro.
President Dave.
You're right, bitch.
Man,
Hey, Dave.
Dave, I need you, bro.
Man, I forgot. It was one of the rappers in the group. What the hell is the name? It's gonna come to me. Earth Gang. It was one of the rappers in the group Earth Gang, and he had said like, "Hey man, even warriors need euphoria."
Yeah.
He was like, "Hey man, we battle. That's something we carry every day, man. We still going out here fighting the good fight. We putting up the with the struggle and all of those things. But it's like, hey man, I need some love too, goddamn.
Yeah.
Nah, it's
I need
needed.
some love too. So, freedom speakers, if you have a man, and I'm speaking to the women for a second, if you have a man
Talk to him. They need it.
who is actually putting in the effort, man, okay? Like it's hard to make something of yourself, anybody, but most definitely a man, all right? There is no safety nets for us. There is no system for us except the penitentiary system for us, man. That's designed for us. We not set up to get some of those benefits that are there for you women who need those things, okay? I grew up on it, so I understand. However, it's not a career option. It's not a career option. As an employer, we've had great people not want to work because they was getting all of these benefits from the government without doing anything. So that's hard to fight as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
We had a great young lady come in, get the shift she want, hours she want, all of that. We had to write the county a letter like, hey, these are the benefits that she's receiving from this day. Woo woo woo. As soon as they cut her off, nigga, she just stopped showing up.
Yeah.
Just stopped showing up like, hey man, I gotta work for this. I was just getting it all for nothing. And it's like, you so beautiful and ugly. And I don't mean to be negative to her, but it was one of them like, you could be so great, but you cutting yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
But just giving that of like one of the battles, man. So if you got a partner who getting out here getting it, they're trying, they're putting forth the best effort. You see how it is out here in the world of like, hey man, it's difficult to want to go to work when you got a fuck a job mentality. Or you got a poor leader or poor leadership management who don't care, who not trying to communicate with you. But are you being fair to that motherfucker too?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a two-way street.
It's a
man.
two-way. It's a
Two-way
relationship. So when I see people who have bad work history, it lets me know like somewhere in their life
they probably got a bad spouse, or they can't communicate well with
Yeah,
their spouse.
Because it gets to a point where it's like, it's on you somewhere. If you find yourself, 1 month you beefing with this person, you beefing with that person, you don't like him, he don't like you don't like her, you can't stand him. It's like, you're the common denominator.
I was gonna say the
in all
common
of it.
denominator. I was
Yeah.
gonna say that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At what point do you say, maybe I could adjust my attitude a little bit? Maybe I should.
Yeah.
Maybe
sure.
should I fix me? Should I seek therapy?
Say, when you start smelling shit, smell the crack of your own ass.
That's one of them prophecies, man, bro.
Yeah, Bernie Mac said that in Soul Men.
Real shit.
He's like, what? I think he was like, if you smelling shit, sometimes you need to check the crack of your own ass, Lou.
I think I missed that one, bro. As many times I saw that movie.
That was a part of the hallway scene when they was arguing. He was like, if you smelling shit, you gotta check the crack of your. I'm gonna go home and watch it tonight, man. That's
yeah,
one
I'm
of
gonna
the
have to check
movies.
it out, man. I love it. You ever seen Soul Man, right?
Honestly, like I never really watched it fully.
You gotta
Like
check
it was
that out,
like
man.
for me, like it kind of hurt too much to watch it because that was like one of his last
Bernie,
ones.
yeah, that was the last one.
It was the
Bernie
last one, so it was
movie
kind of
and
hard for
Isaac.
it was,
and Isaac Hayes.
Oh, and Isaac too. Like, it was hard for me to watch that because, like I said, I'm a big Bernie fan. Like if he was in the game today, bruh, I'm front row. So so for me, like it was hard for me to watch that. But because he said that, I'm gonna watch that.
Check, bro. That's
Yeah, so man,
that's one of them ones. It wasn't big in the theaters.
No, it wasn't.
And I'll tell you what, I would say it's not even big outside the theater. DVDs to bub, like between us though, that's one of them gems.
Oh, yeah.
where it's
bruh.
like, yo,
yeah, it's like
this-
it's like
that's the
them classes
Yeah, if I'm-
like your personal classes.
Yeah, if I'm having a bad day, those are one of the movies that I put on that I'll find something that I may not have seen the first time, but I know certain shit is gonna make me laugh,
Yeah.
and it just naturally
entertaining,
put me
bruh.
in a good mood.
Because I get it, like it's
naturally.
weird. Like you wouldn't like just say, like when that movie was coming out, that's something I didn't sought to go see. I want to go see that movie Soul Man. No, I didn't have it. It's like, well, Bernie
Yeah.
Mac singing is weird.
Yeah, because I
you know
remember
what I'm saying?
that was like 2000. I remember it was like 2008. Yeah, I remember it was like going into freshman year. It was around the time for sure. I remember that.
But that was one of them ones. Definitely check out Soul Man, and we got to talk.
I
You can be
will.
like, yo, a lot of gems, a lot of references we pull from that one too.
From that movie?
From that movie, man. It's Freedom Speakers. If you ain't never seen Soul Man, I believe it's available on Tubi right now. Perhaps search it. Do a universal
Search
search.
Search
You're gonna
it.
find it somewhere.
Right.
And pay the little $4 for it if it ain't free.
Right.
It's worth it.
It's worth it to
It's
have
worth
it
it.
in the archives, man. You got a comedian great Bernie Mac, and
Yep.
then you got an acting movie legend Samuel L.
Samuel.
You know
Who
what
was
I'm saying?
also just very comedic in his own right. You know what I'm
Very
saying?
much so.
And in his own way, for sure.
Yeah,
definitely for sure.
when that, you know what I'm saying, acting role presents the opportunity for him to be funny, Sam be coming with the funny.
Yeah, he was like, you should have got a hip with, you should have got a deluxe hip with
you
motherfucking
shoulda got
rhythm.
some- Look. Like, dog ain't bite your ass when you came in here.
You the dog, motherfucker. It's a funny.
Go back
funny
to my
movie.
$500 a night hotel, have me a shit shower and shave, have me a fat juicy ass steak, size of your motherfucking back. This shit is hilarious, man.
He said, I
This
don't
shit
fly,
hilarious.
and I don't get up to 8. Close the door on my nigga. What he say? My cousin get out of jail, I'm gonna have him kill this motherfucker.
That is funny.
Shit,
That's
check the movie
Check
out,
the
man.
movie out,
we
man.
stand by that. That's
he
one of
said
them
we
ones.
said by that.
Yeah, that's one of them ones that's up there, man, for sure, man. 2 days, y'all. We 2 days away. What's on the menu? What's happening?
It better be some macaroni and cheese. I'll tell you that.
Talk to him.
That's a staple for the family, for the black family.
Like it's
It's a staple.
It got to like it's macaroni and cheese, sweet potato pie.
You just skip to dessert like that? Let's get
Remember, I did the same thing.
Let's
You
get dinner.
corrected me too. Like, no, it's two different categories.
Let's
Like,
get dinner out
desserts
the way.
is one thing, and then like entrees and shit.
We'll get to the dessert table. Let's
All right, well,
talk
dang.
about-
Okay, that's good. Let's
Come
start,
on
start
now.
from the beginning. Okay, what I would like to see. I mean, I'm not a big turkey fan. Like for me, turkey
neither, to be honest.
turkey's kind of dry for me a little bit.
yeah.
So
Hey, man.
hold
tight. Because I picked up a ham from Honey Baked earlier today.
Uh-huh.
And they had the little samples out. Smoked turkey, roasted turkey.
Okay,
That roasted turkey was off the hook.
roasted turkey. Okay, so roasted turkey.
roasted turkey.
Eat the
Okay,
roasted turkey.
okay. I'm like, hey family, we're gonna do something different next year. Okay.
Juicy, flavorful. It was delicious.
He said. I
I do
stand.
say so
He
myself.
said, I buy this message.
Shout out to Honey Bake.
However, I didn't buy any. I got a ham. So maybe next year.
Hey, look, he said it was a sample. It was a sample. So definitely ham, macaroni and cheese, greens, baked beans, deviled eggs.
Are we doing the baked beans? Well, I don't think we doing the baked beans
We
on
do the baked
Thanksgiving.
beans sometimes. It depends on like not us cook the baked beans, but if we go to somebody's house, they normally have like some baked beans with like even I've had some where they put like
wild.
little ground beef in there. Like
Oh,
hamburger in
bro.
there.
That right there,
We say, I
sets
feel
it
like the
off.
baked beans kind of be like that summer John. That'd be like the Labor Day,
Like
4th of
barbecue,
July.
barbecue.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
kind
I
of
feel-
fall into that category.
I feel you.
I don't
Yeah.
think I've
I
ever
think
had
green
baked
beans
beans.
and white potatoes give me that compared to like
But
having greens on your
for
plate.
sure.
You know what I'm saying?
But
I
listen,
feel
so I will say this though, because
I'm
the
listening.
mac and cheese come about, Thanksgiving, may have it on Christmas, 4th of July. So respect to the candied yam, the baked bean also goes well when it touched the mac and cheese. Let's talk about it. When the proper flavor of baked bean touching mac and cheese and your fork is splitting, I got a bean on there with my mac. That is also, that's a nice side chick to the mac and cheese.
Yeah, that's very complimentary.
Very nice side chick to the mac and cheese.
I'll be honest, I'm nasty. I don't care what's touching my fork. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Like I'm that dude. I don't care what's touching what. I don't care if the juice is spilling over in the greens. I don't care if my chicken touching.
I feel that. Yeah, I'm with you on that. But
Yeah.
please, like, don't. I don't want no soggy roll though. My cornbread, my roll.
yeah.
roll. So
when the roll hit the greens, it's like
this the fat in me. Okay.
I'm
So,
50-50. I'm 50-50. I'm
if the
50-50.
roll-
you'll sop it up.
if it's a roll that's a cheap ass roll
Right.
that is gonna get soggy and mushy, yeah, don't put that on my plate. But if you got like we do a little piece of hot water cornbread on there, or you got
I don't like wet bread.
you're supposed to slop it up. You're supposed to sit in it. You slop it up.
Yeah, for
you know
sure.
what I'm saying?
Now I do that. I hit the bread in my like spaghetti sauce. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to soul food though,
I feel
I don't
that.
want to touch my green juice.
Most people have like the fat people in us. We have like our bread on a separate dish sometime, or you have like on the little your napkin.
Yeah, I would say like a
your
napkin.
napkin.
It's
Let's
like a
say
napkin
if I'm
sometimes.
warming up my plate, first of all, the bread go in like that last 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah.
You warm up a whole plate. But I will put the bread on top of the macaroni and cheese. The macaroni and cheese ain't gonna do no damage to your bread.
It won't.
Put the
It-
bread on top
it
of the
won't.
mac, it'll be cool. It'll be a little cheese on your bread. It's all right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm excited, man. Thanksgiving, cause like, we black in here, so people gonna
For
be
sure.
talking, we celebrate them pagan holidays and shit like that. Hey man, I'm ready to be around my family, kick it, have a day off.
And that's really what it is. It's being around family.
Yeah. So I say this, and this is gonna be my closing argument for the night when it comes to the holidays.
All right.
Being a man of faith and spirituality, I understand people having this bad narrative about pagans, or this is where Christmas origin from, and this is this and this is that. It's like, okay.
The Christmas, it was a massacre. Like,
It's like, hey man, what? You're overwhelming me with so much truth. Okay, whatever it may be.
Can I have something to myself?
Yeah,
I just
whatever
want to
it may
eat,
be.
bro. Is that all right?
But you can't make me believe that at a particular time in the year where most people are naturally hit with a level of seasonal depression.
Right.
And I think the lack of sun filters into that.
This is true.
I believe a lack of sun.
Yeah, 5 o'clock, sun going down.
Lack of you sad as fuck as 7:03. You like, so dark.
You like feel like it's 10:30.
So
That's real.
some may not choose to partake in what they would consider genocidal traditions, but most still like to partake in what could be considered a good fucking time.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and
I
if
love it.
I can be around my family, not just because it's Christmas, Thanksgiving, it's New Year's, but it's Tuesday and we all hungry.
We here.
Right.
Can I come eat at your house? Because I know y'all eating.
Right.
For sure.
We don't have to make it. These holidays are purposeful reasons to get together.
Right.
Yeah.
And so close too.
So close.
close together.
It's 365 days in a year, man. 366 sometime. You can tell me we can get together 7-8 times a year.
Right.
Like we can do that. Like we can do that. We can sit the bullshit to the side. We can resolve the bullshit, but you're not gonna make me feel like us getting together, having a good time is a bad thing because niggas used to do bullshit on this day years ago.
Right.
It's like niggas did bullshit the day before this.
Niggas did
People do bullshit every day.
every day.
Right.
Every day, man.
Okay, so that being said, freedom speakers, one of the greatest things we would love to do and leave you with on this episode
is raw honesty, truth from all of us. We all are giving our paths of where we come from, our relationships with God, our spirituality, how we look to sharpen up as husbands, fathers, men, entrepreneurs, all the hats that we wear. And hey, these crowns get heavy, baby. But Jews got real weight to them, though. Keep that. You know that. Jews got real weight, baby. So as we close out, I would love for the Honorable,
Yes, indeed.
the Honorable Rodney to be able to close us in prayer.
For sure. I'll be honored. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you today to simply say thank you for the fellowship. Thank you for the lessons. Thank you for the laughs, the joys, and just everything you have been doing for us for all of the years of living this thing called life that you have graced us and blessed us with. Allow for you to continue to cover the heads of Low and also on Key as well as they are doing this venture that you have blessed on their hearts, that you have position them to be being. Allow for you to download it to their hearts, minds, their bodies, and their spirits. Allow for them to come up with topics that will rejuvenate, that will allow for them to be fresh, renewed, so they can speak up on your people or what you have blessed them to do. That I'm grateful to be a part of this podcast as of today, as we are able to shed light on situations and topics that most people are afraid to speak about, but you have graced them and blessed them to be vocal, be open on things that they may have been scared about to talk about in the public eye. But in this room right now, that you're able to lay your hand on them, allow for them to be vulnerable, be open about what they've been through. But it's not really a loss, but it's really a lesson that they have been going through, that they're able to testify, to witness, and to shed light on what has been done. As we are able to part our ways right now, allow for us to go home safely. Also bless the ears upon the listeners upon this podcast today. Bless the eyes upon the people who are visualizing on what we're going through today, that allow for them to know that they can speak freely. Like there is no limit, there's no boundary on what they can and can't do with happening on their life, because as your hands are upon our lives right now, your hands are upon them as well. So please bless their families, bless their loved ones upon this Thanksgiving holiday, even for the people who have passed away, who are gone away. Allow for those people to still remember that they are still here with us today in our hearts, in our minds, that their memories are still here with us today, even though their physical body is not. So as we leave today, in His name we do pray. Amen.
Amen.
Beautiful prayer, man.
Yes, indeed.
No problem.
Thank you for being a guest on the show. Thank you for speaking freely. And as a tradition, when we bow out of each episode, we close each one with permission to speak.
Permission to speak.
Well, hold tight. You gotta let the people know one more time how they could reach you, how they could see the show, how they could listen to the pod. We ain't talk too much about the God Man podcast.
That's true. That's
So
true.
we gotta hit that one more time.
For sure. Hey guys, what's up? This your boy Rodney D. Adamson II. You can follow me on Facebook at Dwayne Arias. You can also follow me on Instagram as well at It's Always Rodney. And Rodney is spelled RDNY. And tickets are now available for the production play. People always talking about church folks. Any questions about the ticket sales, you can hit me up on my Instagram, or you can on my Facebook as well. Just let me know. And also there is a podcast as well that I'm also the co-host of as well, which is called The Godman Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at The Godman Podcast. And that's pretty much it. Blessed to have me on this episode, y'all.
Yes, indeed.
Yes,
Rodney
sir.
D. Addison II.
Yeah, man.
Definitely appreciate having you here. Not Chief, go ahead and close us.
How we close out each show, you know how we do. Permission to speak.
Really?
Keep me